And we are live! Hi, everybody. Demins! That's so funny. I was just thinking about you before I started. I was like, man, I miss when having Demins in the chat. There you are. Look at that. Wow, I actually woke up at a decent hour, rewarded with nerds. There you go. Ray, good to glad to have you. Demins, good to glad to have you. Best thing to wake up to after coffee and cats. But I don't like coffee. Well, luckily, we have plenty of cats. Just cats for you. I've been summoned. Marin, good to glad to have you. Unless you pump it full of sweeteners, then you can't taste the coffee and therefore make it not coffee. I'm with you, Dest. Hey, good to glad to have you. Also, 2T streams with Lalafels on preview in a row. What are the chances? Oh, well, that's a good point. Yeah, Eureka and then this. The nerds live! Yes, the nerds live. I will be on with Naniri. Currently, Naniri and me are having some problems talking over to Discord. We'll see. Naniri, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. But I can't
Yes!
see you when I'm in 14.
Huh?
Hold on, let me reboot it back up and see if it works now that I'm in the chat.
Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah. That's an interesting new trouble. I like my men how I like my coffee. Sugar sweet and not coffee. I like my women like I like my coffee in a plastic cup. I'm trying to remember who was it that said that. I think that's an Eddie Izzard. Eddie Izzard.
That could be Eddie Izzard. Yeah, that sounds about right for him.
I think it's like from like Circle or one of their stand-ups. Have you seen the new Jekyll and Hyde video that their movie that they just did?
No, I haven't. Is it any good?
It is. It's definitely an interesting take. Definitely a very modernist take on it, but very, very interesting. Also, Naniri, hi. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm mostly good. I think I might have a chest infection coming on, but I'm mostly good. I think it could just be a cold, to be honest. I am dramatic about illness. Okay.
Dude, I feel you. I know that you were feeling sicker also this past week.
Yeah, the last week or two I've been struggling a little bit, but I'm okay mostly.
Yeah, I feel you. I just got a bunch of blood taken and tests done for me just to do. I haven't had like a general physical in probably the past decade. So just thought maybe good to do a little get the works done to see if there's anything worth working on. But yeah, also welcome to YouTube. This is our TED Talk on health. What would it be? Would it be even a YouTube stream if a YouTuber in their late 20s to mid 30s wasn't talking about their health?
That's true. That's the millennial curse.
Truly. I like my women like I like my coffee, artificially flavored. Okay. I don't know what that means. Naniri! Oh, sorry if you're getting sick. Yeah, V sends you love.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, me and Naniri have been back to doing lore talks. Actually, the first one that we did hasn't come out yet on Silly Subterrane, because it was a 3-hour monster and still in audio editing, getting the audio edited. V has actually offered to help me do some of that, which I will gladly take any help. But we're going to be doing some research for AloAlo. So we're just going to be going through all the different roots of AloAlo and taking notes and doing that sweet research. And if any of you guys notice something that you want us to talk about or think it's worthy of note that we're not picking up on or all that sort of jazz, feel free to point it out or mention it.
Heck yeah. I'll be doing it blind. So this will be my first time running it.
Neri has not done it at all. AloAlo. Make sure I have those ready to go. Okay, root 2. I just wrote toot 2.
Toot 2.
Yeah,
sounds like a Lalafell name. Accurate.
Fair. Question: do you want to try to run them where we do each of the like we get unlock the like entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, like just unlock all the entries in order?
Yeah, we can do. We probably won't get them all done tonight, obviously, but we can do. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. We go pretty hard.
Yeah.
No, it's also then I want to make sure we talk about E1. And I also want us to, when we talk about E1, I want us to talk about how in the Encyclopedia Eorzean are like books of in-universe knowledge. Okay. Speaking of, while I give you a second, we're on Crystal Curl, and you can meet us at the tea tree, Naniri.
Okie dokie.
In the meantime, I'm going to vamp a little by reading what we knew about the Southern Sea Isles before AloAlo came out, which was very little. There's obviously quite a few items and other pieces in the game that hinted a little bit more towards their lore, but in terms of like Encyclopedia Eorzea, we had the seas far to the south of Eorzea also teem with countless tiny islets. Excepting the occasional squall, proximity to Hydaelyn's equator blesses these islands with a warm, pleasant climate. It is from these islands that the AloAlo originated, using catamaran-like ships unique to their civilizations to travel across the boundless waters into the great continents. Interaction between Eorzea and the Southern Isles is remarkably abundant, with most trade going through Limsa and its busy ports. It is also well documented that Arcanima, the school from which arcanists draw their craft, originated in these isles and was brought to Vilbrin by Lalafelline immigrants. That is all we had. We also didn't actually know for the longest time where the South Sea Isles were. All we had was our world map, and we were like, I don't know, maybe you know, at one point I thought the Cialidaes might be them, or somewhere far to the south, but ultimately they've honestly, what we found out now is that they are actually in some ways arguably way more east than they are south.
Yeah, that's true. They are further removed than I actually could have really conceived of necessarily.
I mean, the only place they're direct south of would be Thavnair, really.
Yeah.
And then for those who don't know, the South Sea Isles is these two little islets here. And you can see them more plainly and better in the new maps that they put out. Or here, let me pull up the new maps so that better visualization of them as. So in the new maps, you see these are the South Sea Isles here, and these on the left seem to be AloAlo. However, these over here that are still part of them, we don't actually know. There actually might be more notes about them in AloAlo that I didn't see the first time going through because I didn't get every single entry. But we know that this is specifically AloAlo here. But yeah, if you actually go south of Eorzea, there really doesn't seem to be anything due south of it. Like if you went south of Hydaelyn.
No, not really. I guess
pretty much.
No, because even Mericidia is further east than that. So yeah.
I mean, Mericidia is due south of the Southern Sea Isles, so it's it's interesting. Do you think that is because of being overly charitable that they were generalizing that it was south rather than worrying about east, or especially because there was the far east and the near east already? Or do you think that originally they conceptualized the Southern Sea Isles as perhaps an actual set of isles that we couldn't see on the map yet, and then retroactively decided to make those islets the Southern Sea Isles?
I think that's possible, yeah.
Because I feel like, I mean, retcon seems too harsh of a word, but I feel like that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I always wondered if, the Cialidaes or something near them was sort of conceived of as the South Sea Isles, and then they shifted away, especially with the fact that, Limsa particularly and Uldar were so Lalafelline.
Yeah. Well, and for the longest time, I mean, circa up through Heavensward, really the only map we had was of Eorzea. And then eventually we got Othard, but even Othard, we didn't have the Dalmascan Ancient region uncovered. And so we had no idea what was south, and really until the first point at which we had really anything where we could tell what was below that was with Mare Lamentorum. Arguably, there's also the point at which where we had Elidibus staring up at the Earth with Ardbert in 3.0 at the end of 3.0. But really the first time that we've been able to actually gauge what was beyond the bounds of Eorzea itself, both southernly and westernly, is very recent.
Yeah, very, very recently. Which housing district is the tea tree in again?
Oh, so the TT's just in the Limsa. It's just at the aft castle.
Okay. Ah, yes,
forget
the
that
physical tree. Yeah, okay, I remember now.
Yes.
Do.
Let me catch up on chat in the meantime. Great, good to glad to have you. So still D and AloAlo with no Rokon in between. No, we're gonna do Rokon. We just didn't, because Niniri had not done AloAlo, we needed to make sure to do this, and Niniri was, partly because of feeling sick and stuff, we thought it would be a good idea to just stream us playing through this, and as a way to set the time. So there will be a Rokon, there will be a lore talk for every, variant.
There will be, yeah.
Yeah. Brace thee for the most important part of the fish lore. You want to go in blind or want hints? Well, I'll probably be looking up the path.
Elio will
stuff,
guide
if that's
me,
okay
I'm
with
sure.
you in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
No hints needed. Yeah, Elio knows where to go and what to do. Yeah. Well, I've been through it. Remembering it is another question. But I'll probably be getting it on the side. I'm super happy to join, but I also have work meeting about 25 minutes, so we'll have to drop for a bit. Feel free to invite others who want to join. Sounds good. Hey, there's Niniri. Oh my god, I'm so used to seeing you wearing the your astrolabe. It's funny seeing you wear the Marin, are you gonna join us? Oh no, you probably can on your own, can you? But if anyone would like to join us for AloAlo, we'll be starting in a little bit here. I can guide via chat if you need help. Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, Crepe, if you want to guide us through, because we're gonna try to do the paths in order, and we're gonna get going here in a second. I guess also we could just do a duo. I'm under the tree, not for the dungeon, but just cheer Niniri. Oh, thanks, Marin. I did all the routes in one day, but I imagine it'll be a bit quicker with a full group. Even with a full group on release, it looks like a good couple hours to get all the routes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Good to glad to have you. I was just thinking about you earlier, Yu-Gi-Oh! Endapor should have been Lalafell Nation 2 for a full-on Lalafell versus Lalafell conflict. All the three great nations. I'm now mourning and grieving and Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't just always come into chat and immediately start talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. God damn it.
Oh, Niniri is shorter than Marin.
Oh my god. Max shortness. In order, I may confuse one or two, but sure. I mean, yeah, we're gonna definitely try to do all of them. Then my twink hasn't finished Endwalker, so I can't join you. Oh, I'm sorry, Geneva. But you're more than welcome to join us. Yu-Gi-Oh! Question, would you... No, Yu-Gi-Oh! Your question. Would you game for more job lore for dungeons and variant dungeons, like what they did with Reaper and Scholar? Would you game for more job lore from dungeons? Oh, yes. Like with Lapis Manalis and like, Wanderer's Palace? Yeah, 100%.
I'd go for that. I guess we could do like a... Yeah, we could do like a Hell's Guard dungeon for Warrior, maybe.
I was about to say do a Far Reach variant dungeon. I mean, I've been pitching that for a while. Infinite. You're 100% Lalafell height. Well, on the bright side, Jin, that we could once we get you through Endwalker, you could definitely join us for stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Neri, that we're gonna have to pick up the variant dungeon.
Oh, I've picked. I've already unlocked AloAlo.
Okay, I need to actually figure out how the hell I unlock variant dungeon. Unlock. Oh, the reason I did the quest didn't pop up blue is I'm on blacksmith instead of paladin. that would do it. Left, then not wait. Unsure for last time. Okay. That'll at least get us started. Oh, thank you, V. I just saw your party chat. I can hear you. Oh yeah, you were helping me with work.
Lately, I've been having lag on this on the American servers, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure I'll be fine. They're not all that difficult.
I mean, we're not doing Savagery X or anything. Mm-hmm. Hello, how may I help you? You're Elio Forgerant, aren't you? That's me. Ah, I thought I recognized the heroic mane. How wonderful to meet you. The name's Osman. I'm a gleaner, as you have might have surmised, mostly specializing in the collection of rare and curious books. It would seem a fate he has brought us together. My work has given me an appetite for well-crafted stories, you see, but recently I've struggled to find any truly engaging material. So I thought myself, why waste all the time bemoaning the lack of quality literature when you could be writing the exact kind of tales you enjoy? Which is why I'm so excited to be speaking with the vaunted champion, Elio. If I could convince you to share some of the minutiae of your adventures, it would lend my fiction an undeniable authenticity. Why are there so many people writing fiction in this game? Like,
it's
like writers
of the
writing
player
writers. Yeah, okay, fair. Which story do we do? Let me tell you about the time I was starting out. Here's the story of the Dragon Song War you may not have heard. Well, when I stood beside the resistance fighters of Alamigo and later of Doma. Oh, here, I'll leave it. Well, I've got plenty, but there's lots to tell you about other worlds, or even places in the past. Yes, we will be taking Neri through the secret route for sure. And that's how I saved the universe. Twice. Well, that was a complete waste of time. Ozma, are you actually chatting? Scholars above, it's a miracle. And here I thought you capable of little more than grunts in size. May I introduce you to Shalomore, my colleague and eternal tormentor. Oh, come now. It's just a little bit of playful banter. Dry Assist and I could use some good humor after failing to track down our quarry. I'll be damned! Elio, this is an honor, an incredible stroke of luck. You're the very person we've been searching for. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I can explain the situation at hand. As you know, a Charlian was charged in antiquity with fulfilling a sacred duty, a duty which kept the gleaners buzzing to and fro like angry hornets. Aye, we could complete one grueling list of procurements only to be handed yet another, then another, then another. The work was all we knew. But now that those days are behind us, the task is on slow to a trickle, and we find ourselves, well, strangely idle. Thus, the Guildship and its wisdom has forged a partnership with the Adventurers Guild. We now have a system in place where odd jobs from other countries can be funneled here to us in Charlian. The tasks they pass on to us are, for the most part, not your average gleaner cannot handle. There is one client, however, who has asked for you in specifically. As the Adventurers Guild has no official presence in our city, we agreed to the odd job facilitating that request. Think of us as their substitute Charlian branch, if you will. In any case, I'll be here at the counter, ready to provide you with the details. It doesn't appear to be an urgent matter, so feel free to engage and request whenever your schedule will allow. We found him, boys! Get him! Yeah. I mean, that's so many people with the Warrior of Light. Oh, and be sure to browse Trieste's wares. He has a special selection available for anyone who takes part in our odd job enterprise. I'm an Eorzean. I don't speak! Elio, I didn't quite get the chance before Shalomore commandeered the conversation, but I wanted to thank you for indulging me with your stories. Do you think we might talk again sometime? I should love to hear how this odd job of yours turns out. It's always 12. Secret Rel is 12, though. Yeah. But path 3, 7, and 10 give you the warnings. Although if we're running low on time, we may just skip to 12 and get. Technically speaking, you don't have to do 3, 7, and 12 or 3, 7, and 10 to unlock 12. You just have to know the right things to do. Mononoke aware, a key to the past. Wait, why can't I do AloAlo?
What's your eye level?
I don't think I should block out the quest though. AloAlo dungeon. I'm worried that I'm wondering if I have to have a quest done or something. Needs to be 605, which I'm more than meet. Stranger from Paradise. You must have completed the main satraps.
Done that, right? Should have.
Yeah, that's because. Oh no! Satrap's duty is 6.1. Okay, I'll just swap on that and lend. That's fine. Yeah, you have to finish patch 6.1 because you end up talking to a character that's relevant in it.
True, actually, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna swap over to Lend real quick.
Okay. No, I'm in charge.
If you want, go ahead. Yeah, let's say go back to the tea tree. Want to take a second. I think Len's literally already at the on curl in the tea tree because change of plans. Welcome to the MSQ replay stream. Yeah. Well, honestly, 1.6.5. I was thinking that I was gonna wait till closer to Dawn Trail to play on Elio, but honestly, play 6.5. But honestly, I think I may just stream in 1 week, 6.1 through 6.55 on the main channel on Elio because I don't want to be him stuck not having unlocked a whole bunch of stuff before we get to Dawn Trail. Double berms indeed. Man, I miss having the emotes and stuff on here. We got to get this channel to 1,000 subs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay, if you want to break the party in Naniri.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I broke it.
Okay, and you want to come back to the tree, because I don't know if we're friends on Elio. Or on Lent.
Just here.
There you are. I love that we spent so much time playing this game together, or talking about this game together, but so little time.
Yeah, that's true.
All good, V. Okay. Final call for anyone who wants to join us for AloAlo. Otherwise, we will get us going. The Teed Void Saga. Yeah. Hopefully, playing a whole bunch of streams on the main channel doesn't make us lose, doesn't fuck with the algorithm or however that stuff works again. Because a lot of times people stop tuning in. I wonder how everyone is handling the content drought. A lot of people are taking a break, I think. And then other people are just completing old content.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Please
Your action's all set. You ready to go in?
Yeah, I'm all ready to go. Oh wait, what? Oh, my eye level's too low for AloAlo.
Here, do you want me to buy you some crafting gear?
Yeah, go on then, if you're offering.
Yeah, I got money. Actually, am I broke on Lend? Little broke on Lend, but that's fine. We can get you 6.5 very easily. I gave all my Elliot money to Elio, so. You're a healer.
My accessories aren't so bad if you like.
Accessories aren't bad? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's rinse Sonata. We want to die. Honestly, all the white mage gear right now is pretty cheap, so that works well.
Okay, nice.
Let's get you your staff, conjurer's arm. Hey, okay, cool. You back at the tree?
I sure am.
You like my frilly skirt? I do too. I mean, I don't think they count as pleats, but like I love them. I love the red mage outfit from Endwalker. I think it's I'm looking forward to it having more dyeable channels. That's gonna be great. I don't know how much glam is your end game, Naniri, but are you excited for the dual dye channels?
Very, very, very excited.
I'm still waiting for the end Talkers episode, guys. Oh yeah, so me and Naniri were off of like recording for a while because we just kept mix and matching our schedules. But we definitely are going to sit down and do end Talkers. And honestly, I'm thinking and Naniri, I think the way we should do it really is just like spend an entire day and just record all of everything from Elpis to Ultima Thule.
Yeah, I think we discussed that definitely. I got Oh, if you want to see my commitment to the law, look at my paladin glamour.
Oh, look at that! Ulda, and that's black because of the mortal flames.
Yeah, I'm a full breastblade on paladin.
Oh, look at that! That's great. Okay.
Hold on. Now let's go.
And do you want to do matchmaking or do you want to do just us?
I think duo should be fine, right? I mean, I will be lagged out a bit, but we should be okay.
I've done plenty of duo. Do you need me to guide? Yeah, I mean, basically just path by path. We're starting with path 1. What have you been doing during the drought? And also, You know, like, it is a content drop, but the content drought actually hasn't begun yet, really. The content drought won't begin until after 6.55. The next few Talkers will be recorded in one day, and we'll notice Elio and Neri slowly becoming more and more delirious and going even more off topic, which, for maps 5 and 6 is appropriate.
That's true, that's true.
You know, just saying. Left, don't wait, do not intervene. Thank you, great, much appreciated. Not gameplay wise, how powerful is healing spells from a white mage? Canonically, pretty powerful.
Like lore wise? Yeah.
Yeah. You can only heal so much. And internal injuries seem to be like a much bigger deal and a much bigger problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like anytime we see someone who's like stabbed or impaled, that's when that seems to be far more grievous than other forms of damage. Aaron, good to glad to have you. Morning to you as well. This scenery reminds me of home. The ocean carved out of these caves over countless years. I suppose we should be grateful the waves are admired at the moment.
Pretty.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I guess I should be taking time to look at everything. So they said the ocean carved these out, but don't these look like magma channels?
They almost look like the walls of the Void Ark, but yes.
Okay, that too. But like, I guess I look at these and I just think of magma channels. But I don't know. I mean, AloAlo seems to be. I mean, you're probably. I mean, obviously, AloAlo has always been very Polynesian, right?
Yeah. I think the Magna's like Magma would make sense considering the identity of the islands.
Well, and some of the lore that also popped up that I definitely actually won't get to note. Route 1. Enemies. Ergnite. Battle Biter.
Obviously, Aragnites we know are a Nimian delicacy.
Mm-hmm. They ended up in a lot of parts of Lenosia.
Yes.
They love the which I guess speaking of magma, right? They love thermal vents because they love heat, and that's why they grow so big.
That's true, yeah.
You smell that? There's rain coming. So there's this part right here. Different weather effects can kick in.
Ah, okay.
And it causes the enemies to be different.
Right. Okay.
AloAlo, Biased, and AloAlo. Also, these guys having pink energy like this and lightning. I'm wondering, in Dawn Trail, there's all that pink and purple energy stuff that they've got going on that's breaking out things. I wonder if whatever that like weird civilization in its fall has something to do with the second Umbral Calamity, the one of lightning, because we know nothing about what happened there.
Yeah, I guess purple is associated with lightning. Obviously, with these, like, biased are a known subspecies that do the lightning, but for... Yeah, I guess they are the strongest association with the color purple in the, in this universe is definitely the lightning element.
Yep. What were the other enemies we just killed? I swear I just saw them.
The Euragnites and
the ones that were with the bice.
Oh, the crabs.
Crabs, thank you.
Look at that fancy crab.
I know. AloAlo Sniper?
Snipper. You're gonna snip, yeah. That's a fun. Oh, it's just a normal megalith crab with a reef on his back, but it's cute.
I mean, you can never accuse these games of not reusing assets to high heaven. I feel like when they made A Realm Reborn, the majority of the team just got in the headspace of we must reuse every asset we can to save as much time as possible, and they never have let go of that ethos.
It's a bit of a Final Fantasy tradition, though, isn't it?
That's true. I guess that's what we've learned. Maybe one of the biggest things we've learned from the replays is the level to which they just palette swap assets.
I appreciate it, honestly. I feel it almost feels like seeing old friends at this point.
Sorry if I'm periodically adjusting the notes.
No, that's cool.
Side channels, I believe. Hide channels. Okay, interesting. I'll look that up, Aaron. I'll look at how they form. Never, I spent the start of this drought we're playing on an NA alt. Yes, and thank you for joining in. And Crepe, you finished Stormblood, right? Are you in Shadowbringers now? You were telling me about that?
Give me just a sec before we start this fight. I'll do something.
Yeah. Let me read Mathia's line then. Is it a lullaby? But Kalika said that the people of this island had fled long ago. You're here too? Then I must be on the right track. If it's all the same to you, I'll go ahead. Mind keeping my pet company in the meantime? So you noticed that was one of the Lalafels from the intro cutscene where you saw the 3 people who were like chasing us onto the island, who were
yeah,
following. Never ask a man his salary, a woman her age, and Pajal. Any white magics white magics became a forbidden art. Yeah. To be fair, it's less the Pajals that were responsible for the hiding of it, much more because the Pajals were allowed. You know, right? It was very much the elemental. I guess really don't ask a Pajal why they get to use the why they get to use the forbidden. I'm very much the person who is less likely to do content unless I am with people, so doing the variant dungeons alone is never something I'd ever consider. Glad it's there for others. Oh, did someone ask a question aloud that? Oh, Ryan, good to go to have you. I unlocked all the Freebird minus C's if not ironically. Huh. I did almost all of Sildy alone. I think the first time I didn't. No, I think the first time whenever I've done these with you guys. So I don't think I've only ever done them alone for footage capture. Also, are you good, Neri?
Yeah.
that was confident.
Sorry, yes. Yes, I am. Okay. I was just trying to do some etymology, but I can't actually track anything down. There is a plant called Quaqua, but it's not from Polynesia.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, speaking of, let me write down Quaqua. This is the trouble of always doing a bunch of this in one day, is that like you get really good at learning it, but if you want to like long-term learn something, it's better to play like one route a day for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I guess
because like learning something then forgetting, learning something is forgetting. Are these gonna be rings?
I think so, looking at them, yeah.
Based off the chakram symbol. Yeah. Almost 4.3, nice. It's the video game equivalent of being a miser because you grew up in the Depression. Okay, he's gonna charge, so just like walk where he was.
Mm-hmm. It's giving like Zords.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I'm glad, finally. I was thinking Liger Zero, but no one else knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, definitely, the way the blades, yeah, I definitely associate that with that.
Did you happen to take Variant Spirit with you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I've got Rampart and Ultimatum, just a bit. I can alter that bit. I don't need Ultimatum, that's for sure.
Yeah, we should be able to keep each other alive, too.
Yeah.
Upping our damage is probably the biggest thing. Oh, that was way more delayed than I thought it was going to be. See, that's the problem of going from, like, EX or Savage to, like, earlier content, is it's like playing a really hard DDR song and then playing easy DDR songs.
Yeah.
Because you, like, get so used to a certain tempo that the slower tempo is actually harder.
No, I definitely understand that. I might, I might end up back in the UK, actually.
Oh?
Maybe, like, around, like, in, like, February, maybe?
Oh, not for a period, or for
long term, probably. If I end up there, probably long term.
I'm gonna get us hit. I apologize.
That's all good. We'll make it work.
I just decided to commit at that point. I was like, look, we can take one or we could potentially take two. Probably better to take them. I learned a ton of stuff about jobs, to which I'm surprised. How flexible Aether can be. Reinforcing one Aether can go a long way. I look up on. surprised how flexible Aether can be. Reinforcing what Aether can be. Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, look, effectively everything's Aetherology at a certain point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Yu-Gi-Oh! is talking about how monks, like, channel their Aether through their chakras and...
Like the internal Aether and stuff like that.
Yeah. Pico, good to glad to have you. I also not do optional stuff for now. Skip Endwalker to replay it on the main with everything prior done. With some luck, I'm done for the raid community event. Nice! Well, you got a bit of time. Definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, we've got, so now we've got community events going on. Obviously every Saturday, plus we've got Wednesday and Tuesday events. But, if anybody here wants to learn how to do Savages, who's never done Savages, we're going to have an event where we teach, like, intro to Savages. Is Aether universal? Well, I mean, that's kind of like, is matter universal, so yes.
Is matter and energy universal? Like yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically matter is just an expression of energy.
Do we think we can beat this check before he does his mechanic? I think so.
We made it. None of its weapons could match yours. Okay, we're gonna do nothing.
Okay. The music is chill.
This boss is also... Yeah, the music's honestly, I think, too chill.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too chill.
Also, look at the rainbow.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Apparently this boss is also the mount you can get from doing the Criterion version. Yeah. There's two mounts, the Criterion one and then the Statasia. It's always worse when they fly. AloAlo calamari.
Oh, calamari. Are these new squid models?
I bet you they are. I bet you these exist somewhere, like in what's it called? The Tempest.
Yeah.
I would bet you money that these exist somewhere already.
That's possible.
Oh, who was it? Someone, was it Aaron who said it? Tide channels, yeah, let me... A moment, I want to take a look here. This is what we're gonna do, where we're gonna do nothing.
Okay.
Okay. Stream only lagging for me. Say I'm not seeing any stream health problems on my end. But also, what was it? What should we do? Press on for boot. We should press on. Okay. Oh, in your... Well, if you think so. Slightest touch should be enough to clear. I can't wait to show you actually when we actually do wait. What happens?
Cute. I would love to swim around this area.
Yeah. Man, I'm always scared of ocean water just because you just don't know. I mean, if it was this clear, I think I would be fine because then you could see everything.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think the swimmingness. I mean, the clearness of it. It would be enough. Yeah.
Brian, good to see you. Good morning to you as well. Boop that like button. Boop it now. Thank you. This is YouTube. We're say like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Ray Ray. Criterion 1 is not chill. When is Criterion ever chill? Seems fine. What's up? Are you saying or not for what? I'll be seeing you. Not even a word of things. I wonder if we just messed it up.
Oh, did we?
I think Criterion here is still... No, we'll find out. I mean, it's fine. We'll get the roots. We're going slow anyways because of our notes.
Yeah. This is very pretty. This big manta ray.
Mm-hmm. Psychedelic.
AloAlo ray. Okay. This game loves what's it? Wavekin and flying. Like it loves to have a flying Wavekin.
It really does. Well, it's interesting actually because the game even denotes a difference between Wavekin that can hover and Wavekin that can actually fly.
Yeah, that's true. You've got like the gas sacks and then the normal flyers.
Right. I think Criterion here is still too chill. What, like Criterion? Do you mean like the actual mechanics? I mean, that's the problem, right? Is it's always relative. It's like if you're someone who's been doing P12, pretty much everything feels easier by contrast. I will say I do love the new rewards that they're giving with the I don't know if you know this in the area, but they made it so that there are glowing version of the tome weapons now.
Yes, I'd heard of that. I mean, I hadn't looked into it, but I think I'd heard you mention it, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's a drag queen.
Look, just because it looks like an enemy from Carnival does not mean it's a drag queen. Oh, okay. You know what? With those fucking lashes.
Yeah, it's got fake lashes on.
I will be right back. I decided to grab a drink. Oh crap! I forgot the drink needs.
You know that name from anywhere? I don't know enough Polynesian history. I mean, I know some.
I thought you might know a little bit more than I did, but I wasn't. I know it's not exactly your expertise.
I'm reading the card description now.
K2 Duque.
Divine Messenger. Okay, so this must be like an aspect of one of the Lalafell gods, which may be one of the 12.
Well, there'll be more in the books to read about with that, as well as some. You'll see with some of the other bosses. I think it'll make more contextual sense.
Yeah, that's true.
This boss, you know how kind of the three different routes in Sildi had different kind of importance. Like for instance, one's what to do with the Amalja and the plague. One is Sildine and one is Nanamo. This one is kind of like the traditional legacy and history of the AloAloan. The one on the far right has to do with the Nimians who returned. Route 3 has to do with the returning Nimians. And the second route, I actually need to like kind of review what's going on there, exactly the difference between this left route and the middle route, but it also is important to AloAlo in history. What's interesting is that AloAlo has been occupied by different peoples over different points in history, so there's like multiple cultures mixing in together.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm looking forward to the note from this one then.
Let's get them. It flies something out of a children's tale.
Well, we have a long history with flying whales, Metzia, so...
Yeah, well, you know, we know that the legend of Bismarck exists across reflection. So
yeah.
Maybe a being like this was created in the world Unsundered.
I think that's possible, definitely.
Actually, is this model used anywhere else?
No. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a modified version of the used model?
Yeah, because I'd be curious to see if, like, because this could actually be the creature, not this one necessarily, but whatever, like a version of this creature, if it exists, for instance, in Elvis, could have been the source for that tale.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's probably likely, in my opinion.
You may want to stand on me.
I see. Okay.
Circles explode in a circle. Rectangles explode in the direction they're facing.
Right. Oh, okay.
I think those get pushed. I'm trying to remember. Fuck, I forget what the bubble does. Because I keep thinking the bubble's gonna affect the elevation, like in Omega, but that's not what it does. It does something else. Oh, it gets knocked back. That's what it is. Stand on me. Stand on me.
Okay.
If it's in a bubble, it's affected by wind.
Right, I see. That makes sense. This thing's good at manipulating Aether, that's for sure.
They did worship it as a damn near god.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, Naniri, but how often do you play this game? Because I know, you spend a lot of time thinking about the game and its lore, but I know, of past year, there's been less playing of it.
So the last patch or two, the last patch and a half maybe, I've been playing less. Not necessarily due to any dislike of the game or the content it's putting out, more just motivation and stuff. But I've been keeping up to date mostly. Like you said, I do a lot more thinking about the game than I do playing.
I mean, it's funny just because I know that's true, at least from what I've gleaned with you in some other games as well.
It absolutely is, yeah.
Like Elden Ring, and multiple MMOs.
Yeah, I suppose I am like that with MMOs. I used to play the ever-living shit. I played 8 or 9 playthroughs of Elden Ring.
Hop in either of the bubbles. Hop in the left bubble, the bubble near you, next to you.
I think I was... Well, okay. The lag. I'll blame it on the lag.
Definitely not a skill issue. But yeah, I'm just always curious about people's playing habits. Has that historically also though happened towards the end of expansions for you?
Typically, yeah. Yeah, generally I'd say so. I was pretty consistent all through Heaven's Ward and all through...
You may want to get away from those certain spheres.
Fair point. Yeah, I was pretty consistent all through Heaven's Ward and all through Shadowbringers and stuff like that. But I with Stormblood and stuff like that, yeah, I guess so. With this one.
Now, is any part of that because Endwalker was so final, or just a different point in your life?
Well, it was. I think what started it with Endwalker was the my work schedule for a long time.
Right. It's funny. I've always tried to make my working life in some way connected into gaming, so that there's always a necessity incentive to be constantly playing or doing things.
Yeah.
But so it's really I've had a lot of people in my life, especially the past couple of years, who have just not been able to game much at all just because of life priorities. And it's really interesting to watch when people are when they've had a state of life where they've had plenty of extra time to gaming, for instance working from home.
Yeah.
And have time to do gaming, and then all of a sudden that just goes away, and then it's like feast or famine. It goes from 60 to 0.
Yeah, I think it's honestly it's a mix of just struggling to find the time, and then when I do have the time, it's what do I feel like at that moment, since I'm so long on time, generally speaking. Quite often I'll take the time to write instead, for example. Or just stuff like that, I guess. Even if it's writing about games.
Right. And that's even presuming you have the mental energy to put up with. In 14, for instance, sometimes I'll log in and I'll have the energy to do front lines where I don't have to think about anything. That's very different to replaying quests or story or...
Yeah, right. I'll for example, since I've been in Singapore, for example, because my character's on an NA server, the lag is like is a thing. So whereas it wasn't when I was in the UK, for some reason, it just seemed like the UK
Hey.
connects better to the NA servers.
Well, it's interesting. I've heard that from a lot of people. I've been hearing a lot of people say that, like, I have JP friends who have a lot harder time playing with America than any of them do.
Yeah, I guess I think I forget if they say that you should do Japan or Australia for the Oceania for the for Singapore, but it's one of the two.
I mean, that makes sense just proximity-wise.
Yeah, I think it might be Japan. I think even though Australia might be closer or nearly closer, the Japanese servers are just more robust. So I think I recommend you play those.
I'm mostly scared of the ocean is because I cannot swim properly and deep water freaks me out. Yu-Gi-Oh, don't you live near the ocean? But also, yeah, I hear you. I mean, I have thalassophobia, so I hear you. I hear you on that.
I don't really have an issue if I can't see what's beneath me.
Yes.
But then I also get paranoid, even though I've never in my life lived in a part of the world where they exist. I get paranoid about lionfish. You know, the ones that like lie below the sand and have spines.
Yes, I definitely feel you. I get paranoid about sharks when I'm swimming in freshwater. Now, to be fair, technically speaking, both bull sharks have made their way inland in America before, but that's. Look, I was the kid that was swimming in a swimming pool and afraid of sharks.
Yeah.
Like, despite the fact that I've been swimming since I was 2 years old.
That still happens to me now with the swimming pool that is like on the 3rd floor, and in my condo, I'm like, maybe there's a shark in here, like swimming around underneath me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me know when you get this story stuff done.
All right.
Also, friendly reminder, if you'd like to join us for doing AloAlo, we are currently doing on Crystal Curl. Quesadilla, good to glad to have you. Let me catch up in your guys' chat. Oh my god, Neri. What did Neri say that you're oh my goding, Dest? Music, haven't really done the fights yet. I mean, fish is a drag term, right? Is fish a drag term? Can I get a check on that, Neri?
Oh yeah, fish is. Fish means like presentable as a woman. It means like you pass.
Oh, okay.
I know that some people think it's quite like it's falling out of prominence though, because some people think it's like it's a little bit misogynistic.
That definitely sounds like a term that was once like meant once very playful and like seen as very relatively harmless and but would fall out. How do I put this? Some terms sound like terms that would fall out of favor.
Yeah, fish definitely has fallen out of favor. I mean, people still use it. It's very much an American thing, I suppose. But even in America, it's falling out of favor.
Isn't it all? Said like an imperial. That's a small feudal lord that only eats raw meat. The Keidoduke? Is it? Extra notes. Keidoduke. By the way, check out the name of the arena. Oh, I'll have to check it out again.
It was Seasong's Rest. I think that was right.
I will definitely check it when we go back in. I bet VPN is a godsend playing on NA from Singapore. I don't know that a VPN changes that much. I might be wrong, but like my understanding is that there's at a certain point the problem is just like proximity. But maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then I'll download one by all means. But
I definitely would try it. I know my friends use it from JP to NA. It actually does help some.
Oh, interesting.
Like, they're in Japan.
That's...
I don't think it fixes everything.
That's strange. I wonder why it would do like. Why would that work? But I don't know. I don't know all that much.
Not knowing what I'm talking about, I'm just going to pitch that it may be that it's by picking a different server, it's more optimized. So like. Your computer's defaulting to what makes sense, even though what makes sense is not optimal.
Yeah, maybe. Where do I find the archive for the notes?
So you go in, you press duty, V and C dungeon finder, then the book on the front. Like, you just click on the Matsuya book and click on the book.
Right.
Okay, and then we did the second route.
Oh yeah, we did.
Because we didn't save, because we saved the... I may be in and out because of spoilers and stuff. Well, KCD, if you want, you could join us. That was not one. No, because we saved the Lalafell, and I think we need to let the Lalafell die.
Which is pretty dark.
Yes, they should have. Yeah. I think because each time we played this, when we did it, we saved everyone. I'm still in Shadowbringers. Oh, okay, my bad. If it's any benefit, Quesadilla, I wouldn't worry too much about spoilers with us running through this, except for maybe the secret path, which we've got a long time through. Just because this is all kind of more like this isn't Endwalker specific. This is a side quest that you really could have experienced at any point. Also, you won't actually see the quest dialogue. You'll just see the actual running through the dungeon. But that's up to you. Whatever your preference is.
Wait.
In the meantime, I'm gonna read.
A statue of the speaker. Isn't that the fish? The catfish?
Catfish. Which catfish?
It's like a fish that you can fish up in game. Called the speaker.
Oh, I'm pulling. Okay,
from the Thaliak River.
Yeah, food. The speaker. The first fisher to supposedly ever have caught the speaker claims that upon drawing it into his net, the Wavekin spoke to him in an oddly rain voice, pleading to release him back into the waters, that he may return to his loving wife and spawn. Thinking it some sort of sign from the 12, the fisher did as he was told, only to be rewarded with a croaking cackle and a slap of water in his face. Huh.
Okay. I'm assuming that maybe it's a different speaker that they're referring to as the god of AloAlo, but still.
I'm gonna note that down. Fish. God of. It's at least funny and worth bringing up when we talk about it in War Talk.
Migrate to Nim.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna read this out loud.
Okay.
AloAlo is breathtaking, and its fish are plentiful. How could it have been left abandoned for so long? While neither AloAlo's natural beauty nor its various inhabitants' resourcefulness is in question, it is but a small island amidst volatile seas, prone to experiencing the full force of nature's fury. Thus is its history one of prolonged settlement, punctured by abrupt abandonment. According to stories told to Kalika by the island's former caretakers, the earliest known settlers arrived during the waning years of the Fourth Astral Era. However, at the onset of the Fifth Calamity, otherwise known as the Age of Endless Frost, these settlers vanished, leaving behind the great shrine which housed the statue of the speaker. Dubbed the Forgotten People by those who came after, their mark upon AloAlo would endure, but their identity remained shrouded in mystery. During the Fifth Astral Era, AloAlo was home to another people, who became skilled at navigating the open sea. Some subsequently migrated to Vilbrand, and would go on to found the city-state of Nim. However, when the Sixth Calamity brought destruction to Nim's gate, those who could return to the birthplace of their forebearers. Later, in the Sixth Astral Era, some of AloAlo's residents again crossed the sea to Vilbrand. Their knowledge of Arcanima would become the foundation of what is practiced today. Alas, history would repeat itself when the island was abandoned for a third time, a century ago, in response to the eruption of an underwater volcano. Now AloAlo sits quietly, awaiting any who might start the cycle. So my understanding is that the left path is the first group, the middle path is the second group, and the right path is the third group.
Right. Okay, so that would mean that the whale was from the Frost Age group then?
Yes. And then the second middle path is from the people we don't know where they came from exactly based on this. And the final path is the returning Nimians.
Right.
I mean, fishing is a key factor in AloAlo. Matsuya fishes at the end of each route. Yeah, it's definitely worth bringing up. Wouldn't be surprised if there's at least some form of connection. What I would love to do is reread this in the Japanese and then also look at the speaker's name in Japanese, because there's also the problem of, like, sometimes there's, oh, it's the same name in English, but actually they didn't even realize there would be that connotation.
That's possible.
I mean, if it was like a Vilbrand fish, that would be one thing, but like specifically being in the Thaliak is like, you couldn't be more far removed.
Yeah,
when you're
that's
good to
true,
go.
actually. Yeah, I'm good to go, yeah.
Okay. Final call. Anybody joining in?
I'm being
looks
forced
like
to
V's
let
back.
one of my people die.
Also, Naniri. One, you can bring a DPS if you want to, but don't forget to change your ability to Variant Spirit Dart.
Yeah, let me do that now.
Because you'll be able to do a lot more damage. I'm back a bit. Yeah, definitely V. Hey, he just put clothes on.
All right, I'm all good.
Okay. So we're gonna be doing the same thing that we did, except for this time we're gonna let the Lalafell die.
No.
Actually, isn't their group like colored like red, blue, yellow? Naniri, you'd fit right in.
True. Yeah, true, actually. Good point.
What? Don't let Naniri die. We're not gonna let Naniri die. We're just gonna let a Lalafell die.
Yeah. A cute blue one. They look like... They're sort of giving, like, Chili, Crest, and Sealand from Pokemon Black and White.
Okay, yep. Yeah. Slash Malevolent. Yeah, okay, I will remember to specify my Lalafells. Fair enough. Okay, we've got the Wave Eater Cave and the Tesada?
Yeah, I tried to Google that. I'll have to have another look, maybe. See if I can find anything.
Well, it's interesting, too, that these areas aren't actually broken down. Like, how in Sildee, you had the overarching areas, and then within that, a much more specific...
Tesata Bay, yeah. And then the Cthulhu Cove for the sort of midsection.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Now that I've got my enemy's attentions, I'm going to write my notes down. That is Wave Eater Cave. Yeah, I appreciate this music, and it would be great for like Island Sanctuary music, but it's a bit too low energy.
Yeah, it's kind of lulling me to sleep a little bit.
Got lost in chat. The name of the area in Criterion is Dawn. In Criterion it's Dawn, but it's not in normal?
Possible, I guess. Strange, but possible.
God, I love thunderstorms.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna get any here right now because it's more likely to snow than anything, but... Name of the boss arena. Yeah, apparently it has different names in Criterion.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's strange.
I wonder if that's true. I mean, because they do adjust the maps. I wonder if that's true in the Sylvie Subterranean. I never actually... I haven't checked since patch. I've forgotten if I did check.
I don't think it is.
Well, it is interesting that if you look at the boats, like the boat that's crashed there, it funnily enough does look very similar to one of the boats in the footage that they revealed for Dawn Trail.
True. Sorry, pardon me.
Sada Bay. Good call, though, Crape. Also, did y'all watch our most recent video? The Lyrical Lore dedicated to Moonlight?
I did see it, yeah. I saw the Lyrical Lore. I've been, like, checking in, like when his lore tucks out. When his lore tucks out.
It will be out soon. It takes many hours to edit the audio.
Yeah, for sure.
honestly, it's
Oh,
free, too.
shoot.
Like we you okay?
Yeah, I just DC'd.
Oh, okay. Luckily, everything up to now is basically the exact same. Great video. Thanks. I mean, the funny thing is, like, one of the things they tell you on YouTube, though, for the most part, is, like, consistency. So, like, putting out, like keep putting out, like, 10 to 15-minute videos once each week, same time each week. And instead, we're like, what if we did, like, 1 week a 3-hour-long deep dive, and the next week an 8-hour lyrical analysis? And counting Matsuya, yeah, Matsuya is our 4th member in the light party. I think we're good. We can start.
Yeah, I'm here now. Anyway.
Fisher Limit Break 2 is a force to be reckoned. Okay, I do now want to see like a Matanga doing limit breaks though, because like Matanga Samurai limit break sounds hilarious. Matanga Monk limit break, think how powerful his fist would be.
I would watch it.
Oop, meant to be farther back. Don't forget to. Oh, you guys are already doing it. Let's say Variant Spirit Dart.
Hell yeah, I'm keeping up my deeps. Well, I say I'm keeping up my deeps. I am probably not keeping up my DPS very much, but I'm doing my best.
My legs are so short.
Yeah.
I am very tired. Said the lol though. There are tools you could probably use to see it, but it would become broken as fuck. Oh yeah. Well, I bet you it wouldn't work though, because there's no animation. Like you could mod it, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Wow, I managed to just get hit by all of that. It is interesting that, like, the Lalafell summoned the Quaqua, but it looks almost like a Forge Kin.
It definitely. I think it's supposed to be. Well, maybe Soulkin actually. It looks, or like some in between.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's definitely going to be Soulkin and stuff like it later on, so it makes sense. But it's
the way that like that particular line thing works is so awkward for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, because they like blast in front of them and then it pauses and then it goes.
Yeah.
Also, the weather here can be different, and if it is, you get that part of the fight's different.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I mean, as I'm sure you figured out by now, though, but this is the oh my god, the fucking Hecaton Kyrie. Why I can't forget the steer, Garen, steer.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the Garen for
Yeah, I suspected as much. It's a little bit of a shame that it's so similar to mini boss in each, for like all three. There's not like a different one for each route, but I get it. I can't blame them. It's already so much content to make.
Right. Well, and here's the one thing I'll say in their quote-unquote defense is that at least each one has different mechanics going on.
How long until we get WoW variant dungeons, do you think?
Ooh. Well, I mean, dude, I don't know. Have you been looking at Season of Discovery?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I have to say, the new expansion looks kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. The World Soul Saga stuff. The War Within. Yeah, I agree. But I would say not to. Honestly, I think it's just a question of when or if they start trying to say, wait, what if we valued all of our expansions and made them, all their content, more viable in retail?
Oh, that's going to be so difficult to do, though. Especially with, like,
Yeah.
the fact that, I mean, there's always been unpopular ones like Cataclysm, but the fact that they now have hated ones like Shadowlands and BFA, it's even more difficult. And 14 has the benefit of not having that. I mean, ARR has some spotty stuff like in people's, but people don't mind ARR content, they just don't want to play through it altogether.
I just think that I don't know. It looks like if they, I guess I don't mean necessarily that they go full 14, full force. I just mean that, like, with how they develop content, I feel like the best use of something like a variant dungeon. Well, you know, honestly, does a variant dungeon for them even make sense for them for their player base?
Well, I also don't think Deep Dungeons did, but they did that. So.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. But I do feel like the core of, like, what Deep Dungeons is, though, is also not that far off from something like Diablo. So Blizzard already had a legacy of that.
They did. It's got that sort of. I see what you're coming with. That obviously, I think the reason they put it in Shadowlands was not solely because of 14, but I think 14 was a major contributing factor. Don't save the.
I mean, if you're right, then yeah. Don't save the Lalafell. And I don't mean the Neri. Clarify. One entry explains that. To which quandary we were talking about the different peoples, Crepe. I mean, I would say especially if we don't get close to getting it, then yes. Or could you just tell us which entry it is so we could prioritize it? New expansion is cool when you actually remember an important plot thread instead of retconning and pulling them out of your ass. What a twist. Yeah. Well, and also I don't know. I always very much feel for oh my god, I almost called him Ehrenwald, Anduin. So, I will definitely take more of Anduin's journey.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dude.
Sorry. Oh, he didn't die anyway. He just ran off.
Yeah, because technically he has to stay alive for some of the later stuff.
Okay.
Or Anduin looking rough. Yes. But, like, you gotta look rough before you get, like, I don't know. I love the conceptualization of light in WoW, where it's not about, like, your morality, it's about your certainty. It's about your, like, faith, right? And so, I think representing Anduin as a character who was, like, devout and of, like, certain duty and yada yada, and the light within him in that regard, and then losing that after the events of Shadowlands, whether the events of Shadowlands were well done or not, and then having that character build themselves back up after all they've been through. I think that's an interesting tale to tell.
But the sort of, what would I even call it? The cosmology and the laws of physics of that universe are so, they've been retconned like 80 times now. It's just so hard to keep up with them.
Yep. This is why I enjoy WoW's narrative and world from a far, far, far distance.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably resub when Warfare Within launches, but we'll see.
Hopefully they're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been able to stick an expansion since Legion, and I tried with BFA and Shadowlands, and then I didn't even bother trying with Dragonflight, although it's supposed to be way better than the other two, so...
One of the Force Horsemen, Undead Abomination, Death Knights is still capable of using light. Absolutely nothing to do with morality. Yeah. I just think, I will say, as much as the cosmology and conceptualization of WoW has changed many, 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 many times, I do like the sort of idea it gets at that those 6 primordial, life, death, void, light, fell, and I forget, order are...
Yeah, Order's arcane, yeah.
Yeah, are all, like, completely disconnected from morality, really.
Yeah.
They're, like, absolutes.
Yeah, I don't think associating powers is more... I think a lot of fiction is moving away from that now. Like, a lot of interactive fiction, maybe, is better to say. Like, D&D is, WoW is, 14 has never really done that.
Well, and WoW's, or D&D's always been interesting because you have things like Planescape, right? Which is the idea of an alignment being both an absolute but also malleable, like,
Yeah.
which is fascinating.
I do like the Planescape setting. We did a whole campaign in Planescape once, in Sigil and around Sigil.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're gonna do Planescape, of course you're gonna do
And it was really fun. I played
City of Doors.
I played a Shadow Kai.
Nice. Honestly, like I mean, look, not that I'm winning any awards for originality here, but like one of my favorite D&D things is Planescape Torment. So.
Planescape Torment, it's like one of those games that feels almost like a Morrowind or almost like a Disco Elysium. It's so weird. Like it just has that character in its writing for some reason.
1000%. No, I mean I literally when I talk to people about Disco Elysium, like I have described Disco Elysium as a spiritual successor to Planescape Torment, despite the fact that in every like specific way that you look at that, there's no way to draw that connection that isn't just from a pure vibe check standpoint.
But I think I see that link there, and I see the link with Morrowind as well. There's just a character in the storytelling of those games that feels akin to each other.
And it's not so simple as being macabre or dark or deep, or it's just, I don't know. There's something.
They were written by people on drugs.
Yeah. I do love the fact that like once like the revelation, or not even revelation, but the understanding, be ready to run out of the circle after it goes off.
Okay.
Get away. The revelation, or the understanding that Disco Elysium was written by a bunch of Eastern Europeans makes everything fall into place.
Yeah, Eastern European game. I'm sure we said this. we need to start saying I'm sure we said this, because I think we had a conversation about that when we were recording the Lore Talks, actually.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure we had a conversation about the fact that we say that during our most recent Lore Talk. But V's got an interesting point. That's not to say wanting continuity is bad. I think it's just framing a mindset about whether it's going to annoy you or not.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I've never had anything. I don't actually know what happens with this. Oh, get away! Get as far away from them as you can.
Oh, okay.
Like, run to me.
It's what's it rules? It's vault rules.
Yeah. I guess for me, I guess I always want continuity unless a thing from its inception says continuity doesn't matter. If you, from your inception, like, start from the fact that this world does not need to be contiguous and rule of cool is all that matters, like Dragon Ball Z, for instance, right? It's just constantly making up nonsense. But it's always been constantly making up nonsense.
Yeah, I mean,
even that's not a great example.
And Dragon Ball Z doesn't take itself all that seriously, which helps as well.
Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, I guess for me, just a certain level of continuity, and that continuity doesn't even have to exist in continuity. For instance, like the rules of the world of Disco Elysium can alter just by the fact that I'm forgetting what it's called.
The Pale.
The outside mists. The Pale is just like human belief and intention affects the actual state, potentially may affect the actual just state of the world.
Yeah.
And concepts can just be born from that. Yeah. Like 14 was really my first experience with any game that cared about continuity that much. I.e. over here. Huh, that's.
I think my problem is that WoW claims to, WoW like sort of apes at claiming about, like, caring about continuity, but doesn't do it successfully.
Yeah. Well, and the problem is they have literally since Warcraft. Like, it's not even just like a recent WoW thing. Like, they've treated that as something that's supposed to matter.
Yeah. Especially, I think maybe I over...
I mean, even yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I think maybe I over-characterize how much they want to, like, ape 14, because they definitely have put the fear's been put into them by 14. Because like previous MMOs, like there's been WoW killers, although like there's been like 1,000 WoW killers in figure brackets, like Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 1,
Rift?
Rift, Terra,
I mean, let's be real. Every MMO post like 2006 was a WoW killer.
Yeah,
was
they
like,
all
called
did
a WoW
the
killer.
WoW killer thing. And 14 is not a WoW killer. 14 hasn't killed WoW, and it probably won't end up killing WoW. But you know, it has put the fear into them. It's probably more successful, broadly speaking, than the other claimed killers in the West. You know, I mean, like Korea has its own. Like WoW isn't really even that popular in Korea, so.
See songs.
And Narian.
Write these down.
The ships don't really have like a real life analog necessarily that I can see.
Well,
I mean, maybe like
these
vaguely
ships remind
Greek.
me. Well, I feel like if you look at so you see some of these ships and like the way they're styled reminds me of like even the ship that we fought on. I swear to God, like in Moana, there's a ship like that. I feel like there's actually there's a historical reference point for those ships.
I think certain elements of them you could see that, but then certain elements of them are so wildly different to any of that. I mean, it does the thing that 14 does when nothing is an exact analog.
Building of the Hokulea. Yeah. Okay. So there's some historical reference points for this. They're definitely bigger. It's definitely a slightly built up version, but there is I'm looking at some Polynesian ship designs that are definitely that same idea. So definitely we'll have to look into that further as we go. Shall we read our book entries?
Yes.
Okay. Someone else was at AloAlo Island. They commanded a wooden figure to attack us. It looked like a Guhasya, and his fangs were just as deadly. Thank the sisters Elio was there. Asaya. I'm assuming that's something
From Thavna, it must be.
Thavnarian lore, yeah.
Oh, Taiga. Okay. It just means Taiga. Yeah, it's just what the tigers in the zone are called, I think.
Oh, interesting. When Mattia told me of this encounter, my first thought was of the golems of the Far East, said to be driven by intricate wooden mechanisms. Okay, I want to write down. Golems of the... Well, oh, there's some of like those that are in Swallow's Compass and that Hien dealt with as a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
However, as Calicula so orderly explained to us, the people of AloAlo were artisans of a different sort. They created arcane wooden familiars known as Quaqua, to serve as both protectors and companions, of which the creatures that assailed Matsia and Elio was but one. Nor were their constructs limited to the Quaqua alone. Kalika warned against recklessly laying hands upon any of the figures dotting the island, lest they be roused from their slumber to defend their home. Practitioners of the art of Arcanima, which itself originated in the southern seas, employed gemstones to act as intermediaries between the corporeal and intercorporeal when summoning familiars such as carbuncle. The properties of wood, however, make it suitable for the selfsame purpose, and there is now evidence to suggest that early arcanists relied on wooden rather than gemstone cores. That's fascinating, and something that we've wondered for a long time is that based off of the fundamental principle of how arcanists work, there was no reason that a gemstone had to be used, but they were said to be much more effective foci as mediums. So that actually is wood as...
Well, it's almost like an arcanist channeling their magic through a conjurer's medium.
Evidence suggests that early arcanists relied on wooden rather than gemstone core. The tiresome lout of whom Mattia spoke must have been possessed of intimate knowledge of Arcanima to successfully adopt these methods to call upon the Quaqua. So the reason they were able to summon it was because it is almost that's weird. It's simultaneously a soulkin, but also kind of an elemental. That's weird.
Yeah, so it's well, it's kind of like a familiar that's been summoned to inhabit a physical form, I suppose. as opposed to projecting
Right.
outwards from like a crystal. It inhabits the medium instead of
So it's
projecting
a
out
void
from
scent.
it. Well,
That's the entry you had in mind. Awesome, great. Okay, while you're reading that, I feel like it being frustrated when they say they care and they don't. But also when I just go in based on evidence they don't care and adjust expectations. But yeah, that doesn't mean people can't get upset over it. I want to. I just don't particularly personally. Yeah, no, because you mentioned this before, V, and we were talking a bit about that. And it's not that I'm like so put off by your perspective. It's more I just find it so alien to my own that's part of the reason it's like, I guess like that's such a tenet of what I care about. You know. Yeah. Also, wow, you must have had your visuals down low. Got tons of flowers on my screen. Yes, I always have my visuals down for the enemy. Were those flowers from Ninire's summoning, or like from Ninire's magics?
oh, it's probably from Flatus Misery.
Yeah, because I have all my allies' effects are completely turned off because I don't want to deal with it. Niniri, how much time you got? Do you think before you need to stop?
Like 2 hours, hour and a half.
2 hours, an hour and a half. Okay. Why don't we? Here's what we're gonna do then. I think let's do the remaining entries that I haven't done, which are 3, and then we'll do the secret entry. Because if we do these 3 entries, we'll do one of each route at least once, and then beyond that, we will also we will be able to do secret route with you. And then we could read all the passages that you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So you shouldn't, by doing this, you should miss absolutely nothing other than seeing some alternative boss mechanics. That'll be the only thing you miss.
Yeah, I'll get up Gamer Escape or something and read along with you either way.
Okay, cool. I also am gonna have to redo this on Elio, which again too. So I'll definitely be playing that and at some point, and then make some further notes. Imposter Rare. Oh yeah, I forgot because it is Imposter Rare. I was there on vacation. There are a ton of flowers in the field on the way out the exit. You just had flat grass. Oh, that's weird. Huh. I shouldn't have my stuff turned all the way down, but... Graphics. Why is my grass quality off?
On AloAlo of all islands.
Okay. Okay, let's see if that makes things look prettier. Okay. Crepe or Dester, anyone who can hit it, can I get a understanding of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, route 6? What we need to do for that.
That's the middle route, right? One of the middle routes?
Should be. It's the middle and find animals. I don't know what find animals means, but we'll find out. Why is my broken? Oh, it's because I have these weapons. Right.
We had a whole conversation about this because I couldn't figure out how to fix mine the other day.
I'm... Oh, for 6, we need to find the armadillos and the flowers. Okay, thank you, V.
Thanks, V.
Settings might have been left over from when you were having stream issues. Almost certainly, Dest. So that means I've been playing like this for months. I'm so excited for more grass.
Green worms.
Strange worms. I thought they would make for a good bait. I mean, I don't know how you use those as bait. They're enormous.
You would need like a giant. You need to like spearfishing with a giant harpoon.
Then we've got abiding wetlands, incalculable. Wetlands, Quaqua is defined by weather in that. Oh, is there, wait, so don't run ahead on Neri.
Oh.
Do we have to look in this grass for the armadillo, or is it later? Do not kill mobs on the sigil. Okay. After the mini-boss, okay. The M in Matsuya stands for mate. I mean, Matsuya's pretty great. 6 mil that. Scared away both sets of the rats that are behind the red flower bushes before the second and third track. Okay. Thanks, guys. AloAlo, Nepenthes. Wait, Nepenthes. Why do I know what that is?
Nepenthes are just the carnivorous pitcher plants. It's like the genus name for them.
I feel like they must say it in like Harry Potter or something.
That's possible, yeah. Maybe the Latin has an origin.
I just have like the voice of a British man or woman in my head saying Nepenthes, and I don't know why.
Nepenthes was a name. Oh, it's an epithet of Helen of Troy.
Yep, that's definitely where I heard it from. Actually, you know what? That, knowing my life, that probably could be where I heard it from. So it's the options are poison or not poison, right? Neri, do you want poison or not poison?
I don't mind. Well, I'll do whatever.
Okay, then step on the purple if you want poison. Don't step on it if you don't.
Why do I want poison?
I don't know.
I'm taking the poison, I guess.
It like the weather affects the earlier Quaqua, I think poison or not poison affects what mechanics the Quaqua has for our fight.
Slay.
Sometimes you just want poison. Look, some days you can't get rid of a bomb, and sometimes you just want poison.
So this is it's a very murky creature looking thing here.
Yeah, I mean it does look just like the thing on the Void Arc, right?
Yeah.
And it's just called an AloAlo monster.
Monster is so. If this is the unknown group, I wonder if there's some Spanish theming going on, maybe, or Latin.
I'm sorry. Where would the Latin come from?
Well, it's Monstera with an A, not just monster. Oh. The Elder Stump. J Tribe. Do we know anything about the J Tribe?
There's at least one other member of the J Tribe. I know for a fact there's at least one other member of the J Tribe. So you said it's Monstera, not Monster?
Yeah, with an A, yeah.
Okay. Noted. Monstera is also a kind of plant, according to Crave.
Oh, okay, fascinating. That would make sense, yeah.
Continue with the theme of this one, thing as
yeah, it's a bit planty.
Yeah, arboreal related. I mean, even the worms. Yes, they're worms, but I don't know. I assume
they're like lime green. They're like Watergate salad green.
Mm-hmm.
Which I've never tried, by the way. It's like the most American thing I've ever seen.
What's the most American thing you've ever seen?
Watergate. Is that what it's called? It's like the green salad with like Jello in it and. It's like lime jello in it, I think.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've never eaten it earlier. It has a different name that we call it by, what is it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a fucking salad with jello in it. It's got a name. Some American help me. Poison is just to avoid giant spreading AoE. I can't remember the non-poison route. Other than I don't like this, I'm going to stick with poison. I don't think I've ever done the non-poison one. Ambrosia salad. I think that's what it's called.
Ambrosia salad. Yeah, that could be it.
I think you're right, V. Which, I mean,
Spears?
what hubris?
What are spears?
Lines, I think.
Oh, okay.
I might be wrong about that. We'll find out. Oh, no, it's spreading poison. Stand on V.
Oh, okay. I'm standing on you, V. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm seeing ambrosia salad, jello salad, something like that.
What's Watergate salad then?
What the
Did I
fuck?
make
I've
that
never
up?
heard of that. I don't know, but it sounds hilarious. Watergate salad. Oh no, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. I was about to call you crazy.
Sorry, I've been sent into delusional glee by the news of Henry Kissinger's death.
Oh, wow. That was appropriate. Was not expecting that, but I should have. Watergate salad, also referred to as pistachio delight or
Ew.
shut the gate salad, is a side dish of dessert salad made from pistachio pudding, canned pineapple, and whipped toppings and crushed pecans.
I don't.
Is that really a salad?
It seems like a strange comment. Like, I like pistachio, I like pineapple, I like pecans. I don't know if I like them all in the same bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's too expensive to be depressing, like depression era food. So I don't know where that came from.
I mean, but it is also, well, it's too expensive to be depression era food. It's also reminds me of the sort of thing that someone would consider an amazing delicacy and dessert during depression era.
Yeah, that's true. It was eaten by like the Rockefellers or something.
Yeah. Charlie, good to glad to have you. Nope, beat via. Just I imagine Daenerys standing on V's toes, being like, "Excuse me, I'm just gonna avoid poison."
I'm climbing V to avoid the poison.
That's the benefit of Mikote is you can, or benefit of Lalafell is you can use Mikote as your
Yeah.
sacrificial climbing pole. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh yeah, it's almost Christmas time. I'm a huge Christmas fan.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, the J tribe are the
What?
Giribanian ones. I see. Right. Yes.
Right, because there's the because someone was pointing out Demins was Jamolva, but there's what's J? Oh fuck, there's no. Because there's the Giribanian ones that are the M tribe, but the J tribe are also in there.
Yeah, there's the M
Don't
tribe, which are the main story ones, and the J tribe are also. Did the J tribe turn up in the Ananta quest, maybe?
They show up in a couple things, and there's also I think one of them.
No, there's like a whole page of them on the XIV that wouldn't.
Yeah.
J tribe.
I think there are some in the peaks.
That would make sense. Oh, there's some in Limsa, but that's like a consortium.
I
So
know
that means
there's at least
nothing.
one who's a member of the Maelstrom.
Yeah, there's
So at
some of
least
them
one
in
of
the. Oh, one of them's a prostitute working in the pigs. Okay.
That might also be why I remember them.
Cool.
Well, not. I mean, just because I've had to write about that sort of stuff multiple times.
Oh. Oh, and there's a Tia in the law. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Little document. What was the other enemy we just killed?
The crawlers, the caterpillars. Caterpillars, treants. Ooh, what's it? Whoa! This
Okay.
is an Archamanica. This is an Arcane
Yes.
Magic Sigil.
So to get one of the other roots, you stand on there and kill the enemies on there, and their energy is absorbed into it.
Ah, okay, fascinating. I got excited all of a sudden by magic.
Oh, wait.
circles.
Actually, Niniri, can you stand here for a second and stare at this house with me?
Yeah.
I swear to God, this house reminds me of something from another Square game, but I cannot It's not like Final Fantasy 9 or anything, right?
Are you sure it's not the crashed ship from FF9?
I'm not. This is like, but this reminds me of something, and I cannot remember.
No, I definitely see it. Is that the Prima Vista when it's? Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Let me send this to you. This.
Okay. Chrono Trigger, maybe.
Yeah.
It'd probably be Chrono Cross instead of Chrono Trigger, because Chrono Trigger is 2D, and like I remember a CG background, like a pre-rendered CG background that looks suspiciously like this.
No, I know what you mean though. I'm sending it to you, and I guess it could be that, but it's not exactly one-to-one or anything.
It does look similar to that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll keep thinking on it.
There's so many.
Sarah,
arcane
good to glad to have
sigils
you.
here. That's fascinating.
It'll be relevant coming up.
It does
Let's
look
just
kind of
say.
like a bird.
Oh, also we gotta look for the armadillo in the flowers.
Okay.
It does kind of look like a boat butt.
So mantises are interesting because we know lore-wise that mantises come from here. This is their native place.
I did not remember that. I don't know if I read that. That's good to know.
Yeah, that's why. Well, that's why I connected them to Hydaelyn in my original. I was like, oh, they probably because we know that they came with the first Lalafell on their boats. Like there were eggs hidden in the boats or something.
Fucking, of course, the Lalafell are responsible for giant praying mantises.
And they probably like eat exclusively Lalafell in their native habitat.
I am sad. I will preemptively mention this. There's less lore about birds that eat Lalafell than I like.
No. Oh, that's tragic.
This is like the one thing we were waiting for.
Right?
Oh. Oh.
No. Little rat.
That's cool.
This is so...
Oh, that's what you meant by armadillos. It's adorable.
Oh, it's the Digimon.
Yep.
Isn't one of these shows up as a boss like in a Endwalker dungeon, doesn't it?
It's an enemy in one of them.
Yeah, maybe it's like a mini, like a notable mob or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because they show up they are in Endwalker in a couple places.
Right.
Thank you, Crypt. You have to kill the Trent first, though. If you change the circle and pull the Trent, it will grow. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea.
That's interesting.
It'll absorb the...
There's sort of like a natural aspect to some of the arcana here that we haven't seen in that kind of magic before.
Yeah, I mean, they very much looks like the arcana circles in the books.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wonder if you have your graphics spec. That's a good question. You know what? I want to check. I want to know real quick. Sorry, forgive me, but I need to know.
Oh yeah, probably, right? They probably hard code them in.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, yeah, nope, it's all still here.
Okay, cool.
Hey, it's a bird of AloAlo.
It's a bird of paradise.
Bird of paradise.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's already birds of paradise in Vilbrun as an enemy name.
Yeah, that's what these are originally called, isn't it? I think. Oh yeah. I think there may be some of the little flamingo fuckers that are called that.
Official, yeah. You are correct. I'm just like the idea of calling them little flamingo fuckers that's my name whenever I see them now on.
I forget what they're called, like a colibri.
Yes.
The incalculable.
Well, honestly, whenever I see birds of paradise, when I hear the term, I only think of the magic card.
I'm going down the wrong place. Hold on. It's not. It's a bit ironic to call this the incalculable when in fact this would just be the calculable because these are just constructed by math.
Speaking of, let me get the names down real quick. I think it's because the thing is called the incalculable roots. Well, I guess here. Give me a second.
Bow's plane. The incalculable heights.
I definitely read that as bowsplane, like bowsplaining,
like mansplaining.
Yeah.
Incalculable roots, then incalculable heights. I see. Okay.
Yep.
And then bowsplane.
And I think the incalculable may have something to do with the fact that there's all of the arcanima and how much that's all related to mathematics.
That's what I'm saying though. It's not only calculable; it's been calculated if it's been put on these trees.
Yeah. Fair point.
Maybe these are like impossible numbers. Maybe it's like a Pythagorean thing.
I also love the idea of calling it the calculable heights. Like, I love that as a name.
That feels like a very Lalafell thing to do, to turn up in another Lalafell's place and be like, actually, these are calculable.
Oh, that's a good point. If you could turn off your grass and then be able to see through that, make it too easy.
Yeah.
Also, may I introduce you to...
Is this...
Lala.
This is Lala, yeah. So this is the only thing I know about this, is that Lala exists.
And his brother fell. I do love the first time I saw that, for a second, like, my brain went wild with theories like, wait, is this the progenitor of the Lalafellian name?
It's got candles on it. That feels like a fire hazard.
hadn't even thought of it, but you're not wrong. Ready to get him?
Yeah. The origin spring.
Kick his ass.
I guess the origin for the swamp.
Also, it uses the language of like the Allegan nodes. Like it talks like a intruder detected. Computational angel calculating optimal tactics.
Well, we know that Alec used Arcanima, so maybe they interacted with the people of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the hell?
If you've done a lot of Rokon, do you remember the fucking samurai guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the visual effect was just messing me up a little bit. Like the fact it's like a non-conventional.
I also haven't done this version of this fight. I've only done the other version.
I'm just gonna follow B.
About this. Yeah, it's a good idea.
You're my guide, V.
I thought it was a Gem boost.
Oh, it's reminding me of Aether Chemical. You know the big Sphinx boss?
Yes, yep. Revising threat assessment, integrating additional tactics into stratagem. And also it uses stratagem and stuff, which is almost Nimian.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna rotate one.
Okay. Okay, I see.
That's what I meant by like the samurai.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Throw in a danger Dorito on B. Aim it so your thing is facing him.
Okay.
So the opening is facing him.
Okay.
It's just like Mustachio from not right around a lighthouse, the other one.
Oh,
Orbo Monastery.
Yeah. There's a plan. Oh.
There's a plant. Ah, danger!
Plant got hands.
Plant got hands. I mean, I guess that is like half the seedkin, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Make sure you face your hole towards the boss. Slope. Okay, stand on V.
That.
Once you understand that mechanic, it makes perfect sense, but it is a little like confusing how it's phrased at first. So your thing is going to turn the direction he's showing. Make sure your turn so that the opening hits him when it turns.
So, like this? Yeah, okay. Alright, fair enough. At least I'm not hearing Larboard.
I just did synced 011 with Savage with some friends.
How was that? How
did
that go?
I got Larboard and Starboard fucking down like pretty quickly. So like I now no longer fear it.
I guess realistically, once you've done it enough, it just becomes like second nature.
It's gonna turn, but then you want to get marched the correct direction.
Right.
And you want to get marched along this.
I did it wrong.
You're still alive, so we're okay.
I sure am. Just gives me more things to use my afflatuses on, so I can afflatus misery.
Your what's it? Because the way you said that, I heard I'm just gonna use my farts on this enemy.
No, afflatus is. I see why afflatus would sound like that.
Truly bringing the Lalafelian silent but deadly into the game.
Well, this is why we take summoners. Rotation mechanics are so much fun. Okay, as long as you understand their fundamental principle, I kind of love them a lot. I like him, yeah. I just need like a run or two to get into them.
Yeah. My problem was with Rokon, I literally just could not make heads or tails of how that was supposed to be read. Whereas like now, the way Lala's is done just makes more sense to my brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said for clarity of Is that right?
But I mean, but honestly, a lot of their mechanics, a lot of their mechanics were, they've like tried versions of. Like there are mechanics in Heavensward that are like kind of iffy. That in Shadowbringers were they did again in like Shadowbringers and made it was almost the exact same thing but just more clear.
Yeah.
Hell, I mean when they went back and reworked a bunch of the dungeons during Endwalker. A bunch of the stuff in Heavensward they didn't even change. They just used later symbols that they had added later on.
Please die, Lala. There we go.
Hey, I got a minion.
Oh, nice.
Show hole. Fractured but whole. Rotation mechanics. I love the armor in Criterion Rokon. Route 8 is create the tree path. Okay.
What animal is he going to fish up on this one then?
Sounds good, V. Thanks.
Thanks, V.
Oh, tell us, Mighty Matsu. It's just the lesbian of the pool.
Oh, damn. That's not good. We got the boot.
But yeah, this is the I mean, it's interesting to me about these all the arcane symbols here is why this tree and why all these seals of protection or seals at all.
But it's the origin spring, right? So it's the water that the swamp is fed by, presumably.
Origin. Yeah, that's a good point.
What's also interesting is that several of these circles don't have runes in the middle. They have like splatters, like Nickelodeon splatters in the middle. Why is
Ready
that?
to get slimed?
Yeah, and then some of them are like perfect, like geometric symbols.
Mm-hmm.
This one has like a spear on it for some reason, and then a fountain.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a halberd to me, at least.
I'm assuming in some way they're reference to alchemical symbols, just because I even see some classic ones in there.
Yeah, I mean,
well, every so often I feel like I see some Eorzean.
I'm seeing some in there. I'm seeing some Eorzean stuff there. I'm looking for like symbols of the 12, maybe, but I'm not seeing any.
Okay. Let's us read our book.
Nice.
Let me also read you the other entries that we didn't do. So these two entries are from Route 1 as well. So this is in reference to the boss from Route 1, which is called, oh my god, Keduduke. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. The whale we encountered was as colorful as Thavnarian weave, but as vicious as a kumbira. Legends abound in the South Sea Isles of whales which soar through the skies, and Shakma may be one of these majestic creatures. According to Kalika, another flying whale known as Kitaduke was worshipped by the AloAlo's people as a messenger of the gods, and the countless figures carved in his image are an expression of their devotion. It is therefore within the realm of possibility that the creature which attacked Matsuya and Elio was in truth this Kitaduke. When faced with this revelation, Matsuya wrung his hands and wondered if he had brought ill fortune upon them for angering a divine messenger. Kalika assured him that any potential calamities could be averted by making the proper obeisance, and he instructed me to write down the ritual for posterity. And the ritual is just how you get the secret weapon, or the secret root.
Right.
When Kalika described this rite to me, I was struck by a similarity to a certain Thavnarian practice. Although the particulars differ, both religious traditions recognize and honor the divine nature of beasts. Look into Shakma. The spring is always where water is from, so why specifically the origin? My guess is they mean is related to the origin of Arcanum. Oh, that's an interesting point. Also, it's interesting you say that because I don't I don't know that that's true. Maybe I'm wrong though. A spring is always where water is from. I guess like that doesn't.
Spring is where water comes from under the ground. It can be other things though, but that.
I feel like it's a very wide-ranging word at this point with like multiple meanings.
Yeah, that's the classic meaning. It's usually what I go from. The fact it's so watery, but it could be something else. Absolutely.
Well, because like I feel like I would use the term a font, a spring of water, even if it was high up in trees, and that's not underground.
Well, I mean, it's like a huge hollow tree as well, so maybe it literally is just welling up through the tree or something.
Oh, that's I guess the tree itself could be pulling it up.
Yeah.
But I think, Crepe, your point too, though, is actually really good. That if it is, especially with all the language around the Arcanima and calculability and all that. Okay, this is route 4. This is the final one for route 1. I never felt a fish pull with such strength. At that moment, I swore my pride as a fisher that I would not let this prize escape. Due to its tendency to absorb and accumulate toxins from its prey, the Draco Barracuda that Matsuya returned with is not safe for consumption. He basically farmed up a super rare fish.
Okay.
To be clear, the fish's flesh is not inherently toxic, so a brave soul could perhaps eat one and live. And I'm certain more than a few have done just that. I know several fellow alchemists who would sample a barracuda just to experience its potency for themselves. Fortunately, I found it listed within a compendium kept at the Great Work. So I know there was nothing to be gleaned from such questionable endeavors. The toxin of the Draco Barracuda can be used as an alchemical agent, much like the venom of the Hamsa. The island's lush environment likely afforded this particular specimen plenty of prey to feast upon, and as a consequence, I suspect it is highly toxic. Kalika informed me that the Draco Barracuda was revered by AloAlo's people because they kept harmful seaweed and poisonous smaller fish in check. If one was accidentally caught, it was given back to the sea as a gesture of gratitude. I cannot help but wonder whether Matsuya should have done the same. And the image for that is just a bunch of AloAlo native Lalafels fishing.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Then these are the first 3. This is for Route 2. Or for the middle route. Okay. Entry 5. We were walking through a place filled with such lush greenery that every flower was a shining ruby in the brush. I was so entranced with my surroundings that I scarcely noticed the strange wooden doll until we were nearly upon it. A century ago, an undersea volcano erupted near AloAlo. Violent waves followed, and the sky filled with ash so thick that the island's inhabitants were unsure they would ever see the sun again. Their fortunes had changed overnight, and they were forced to make the difficult decision to leave their home. The evacuation was fraught with peril, for what boats survived the turbulent waters had to navigate floating lumps of cooling magma. Prior to this disaster, AloAlo was a repository of mathematical records, grimoires, and marvels of Arcanima. Those who fled could only take with them a fraction of these treasures, leaving behind their other creations, including the sculpted guardian known only as the Lala. Later encountered by Matsuya and Elio, while the Lala managed to survive the long years, much of the archive and its tomes have been reclaimed by nature, along with what secrets they contained. Although none now live on AloAlo, the South Sea Isles are not entirely uninhabited. One can only hope that some small number of these writings made their way to these populated neighbors, where they may yet be preserved. So that's interesting. Like that was one of the first routes I did. And like the fact that AloAlo was vacated about 100 years ago is pretty, and also that there are other parts of the South Sea Isles.
Yeah. Like what does that consist of then? I wonder what I wonder what these other islands are.
So if you open your map real quick, my understanding is if you look at the South Sea Isles south of Davnir, that are right, like technically speaking, one of them is right by the Siren Song Sea.
Right.
That is probably AloAlo, and the one off to its right would be some of the other ones, potentially.
So right. Yeah, I guess so.
Because on the new map, both of those are listed under the South Sea Isles. If you look
I
at
guess
like
it would have to be
new map
them, yeah.
that they released. And also, even just the Leftern Isles almost seems like an archipelago, whereas AloAlo is a singular isle.
Yeah, that's true.
1577, so that 100 years ago would be about 1477. So the events that would have been happening when AloAlo was last left would have been Ul'dah merchants, Tatanora purchases the Ixali. So the Ixali, the whole Ixali purchasing of the Ixali dirigible, and basically that leads into flight. What's the 72nd Trident is held. One-eyed Wilfred is favored the contestant, but is betrayed by his first mate. Standardized currency comes into being, as well as measurements like the ounce and the pounds. Roughly around the time that AloAlo has left, a decade or two later, Ken Ram leaves for the New World. That's like the sort of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, okay.
So the cavern on the left route could be volcanic in origin. The channels, the tidal channels.
Yeah, I suppose they could do. Yeah, I need to have a look in this. What did they say it was called? The wave carved cave.
Here I have the names for everything. It is Wave Eater Cave.
Did somebody okay. I'm seeing some caves that do look like vaguely similar, but it still looks more like a lava channel to me. A magma channel.
Yeah. Which is it's just interesting that they specifically.
I guess Matsuya's not like the most reliable narrator.
True. Let's try. I know I've seen those in the real world. I'm trying to remember where. Maybe I'll look up Hawaii or find some. Okay. Here is the second route. This is entry 6 for the middle route. Thavnir has its share of magnificent trees, but this one puts them all to shame. The jewel is truly a wonder. The great tree which towers over AloAlo had already grown into its full majesty when Kalika was born. In its shelter gathered those who worked to unravel the mysteries of the world through the numbers and equations, and over time, their modest encampment transformed into a full-fledged community. Night and day they would pore over their arithmetic, that they might shed light upon the jewel held by the statue of the speaker, which seemed to imbue AloAlo itself with unflagging vitality. In the course of their research, they carved numerous arcane geometries into the tree barks, one of which would extract the aether from slain animals and redirect its flow to the surrounding flora. Just 4 sacrifices would be enough to make the branches of the tree grow, thus opening or closing paths through the area. If these early arcanists were so fascinated with the speaker's jewel, why did they not live within the shrine which housed it? This I asked Kalika, who answered that the shrine was enshrouded by an impenetrable mist, likely the result of magics woven by its forgotten builders. And so the proto-arcanists settled at the great tree, while they labored to create a tool which would win them safe passage, only to remain there even after the work was complete. I presume the comforts and benefits of a familiar place went out in the end. So we're gonna see the speaker in the final route.
Oh, okay.
But that the speaker and its jewel that they're talking about come into play at the very end.
Right.
Grown in full majesty when Kalika was born, and the shelter gathered those who worked to unravel the mysteries of the world through numbers and equations, and over time their modest encampment transformed into full. What's interesting is that based on that, I wonder if that's saying that it was the second group of peoples who were responsible for that, only because I'm wondering who created the speaker and his jewel in the first place.
But the second group the second group are the pre-Nimians, but we don't know where they came from, and then the third group are the
Correct.
returning Nimians, right? So it would make sense that was all constructed by the pre-Nimians. But then again, it talks about the volcano so much.
Where does it talk about the volcano?
Does it not talk about the volcano in that note? Was it the note before that?
Yeah, the note before that was the one with the volcano that erupted 100 years ago.
That's still the same route, though, isn't it? And they seem to be theming the notes around the same.
Yeah, but it's almost certainly. But the people there's no. I mean, maybe no. I guess it still could have been the Nimian people. But yeah, if we assume that the groups are themed, the left route is the first peoples, the middle route is the second peoples, and the final route is the returning Nimians. Then it would also make sense that this would be the second group of people. What else is interesting is to think about whether or not I mean, maybe the speaker and its jewel was created, even though the earliest people we know of that arrived was post the Age of Frost.
Yeah.
Maybe they're or sorry, actually, wait, let me read that again because it's not. According to the story by the island's former character, the earliest known settlers arrived during the waning years of the Fourth Astral Era.
But the Fourth Astral Era, because the first root stuff also talks about the speaker a little bit. So.
Okay, so let's define this real quick.
Yeah.
There are peoples that arrived at the end of the Fourth Astral Era and then left during the Age of Frost.
Yeah.
Then there are peoples, otherwise known as the Age of Frost. Those settlers vanished, leaving behind a great shrine which housed the statue of the speaker. Okay, those people did create the shrine with the speaker and its gem, because according to the second entry.
Right.
The Forgotten Place, for those who came after the Archon would endure, but during the Fifth Astral Era, the second group of people came back there. At some point after the Age of Frost, people returned there because people left during the Age of Frost and then returned. When they returned,
for the Fifth Astral Era group, do you think they're Nimian? Do you think they're pre-Nimians? Like, do you think they are the people who later left
because they
to
say
found
here.
Nim?
No, yeah, they say that. They literally say that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
During the Fifth Astral Era, AloAlo was home to another people who became skilled at navigating the open sea. Some subsequently migrated to Vilbrand and would go on to found the city-state of Nim.
Yeah. Right. And then presumably also Mark, like at least another group.
Well, I guess, yeah. Presumably they split off and found Mach, unless there's a group of Lalafell that don't... Well, that could be the native land of a lot of the Lalafell. Some Lalafell could have left. Like, presumably Lalafell existed somewhere prior to the Fourth Astral Era, because they didn't, like, come into being in the middle of... Like, they existed after the Sundering happened.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. We just don't know. We'd always thought of this as the origin point for the species, but I guess that's...
Well, that's what we're told, what we've been told historically.
Yeah, but I guess that's not the truth. It's more of sort of a stemming point which they came from. Well, no, but... that would completely change our conceptualization of the Dunesfolk and the Plainsfolk as separate as well.
Well, I mean, this says that people who find Nim, but there's no reason that those two couldn't have branched off from each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. But we do.
The other thing is that
we do seem to know that this is not their homeland.
Yeah. Well, that's what's interesting, right? Is like what is EE1 actually even technically say? Like, what is the exact wordage it uses? Because I'm curious now.
Right.
Originally an agrarian people hailing from the Southern Isles, the Lalafell gradually migrated to Eorzea over years in pursuit of trade. In the Fifth Astral Era, they played a key role in the foundation of the city of Nim on Vilbrand, as well as the mystic city of Mach in the lowlands of Yfame. So this would definitely, just because they don't say it here in the AloAlo lines, I think we should definitely take that the Machi were also part of the people who were initially the...
That would be my read on it, yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing in the variant that contradicts that, and there's plenty in here that confirms it.
Right, and then we just don't know where they came from before AloAlo. Presumably somewhere else in the south.
Well, I mean, they could have been from the anywhere in the Bounty.
Yeah.
I mean, presumably not Thavnair, because there's no history of that.
No.
Could have been Mericidia.
Well, wait. Sophia's followers. Are there any Lalafells in it?
There are no Lalafells, but that's just one group.
Yeah, I feel like that would be where we'd look to for evidence, though. What about what about the three islands around the whirlpool? I mean, somewhere in the seas. I would assume another island.
Interesting. I think I would have gone for either Ilsabard or Mericidia, but either are possible.
The reason I'm following the island idea is the Polynesian thing, where, like the Polynesian island colonization spreading out between islands.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think any of that's possible. Or as Infinite's pointing out, maybe they just sprouted wholesale from the girth. Well, Lalafell might be a pre-sundering concept, judging from the fact that they appear on other shards. Well, no, but I don't think they're a pre-sundering. The fact that they appear on other shards to me dictates that they are part of the sundering.
Yeah, so you know, we know that they didn't originate around the 5th astral era. But we know that they're as old as the sundering is, it seems. But
yes,
what exactly that means, you know, because the diegetic nature of the races, they still come from. They don't just like appear wholesale all across the world. They still have homelands, at least to an extent. You know, the only race that is universally widespread is Midlanders, really, and that's because of.
But that's also because they spread themselves.
Yeah, we have extensive lore about how they migrated and invaded places, so that's why they're everywhere.
Not to be that guy, but at this point, E1 might be retconned, or maybe Lala's hail from the Celestials. I mean, look, could it be? Sure. I disagree. I think there's a very big difference in this game. E1 has almost never been retconned.
La Habrea is the only real example.
Yeah. The thing is that like there's a contextualization change. So for instance, there are pieces in E1 that specifically are said from in-universe standpoint that are people who understand a specific point in history. Examples like Gale Cats being put in Void Sent, for instance, in Taxonomy. I would liken this more to that, which is that, for instance, as far as everyone knows, the earliest point anyone knows Lalafell hail from is the South Sea Isles in Eorzea.
Which remains
further
true.
Understanding about which all of that remains true. So I don't think, even if we found out that Lalafells had an earlier point under which they were most found, I don't think that necessarily retcons anything said in here based on how E1 is presented contextually.
Right.
Also, all signs point to Lalafells being I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna guess this is self-dividing. I'm gonna guess it's something about
how's it
self-reproducing. It is
autochthonous.
Indigenous rather than descended from migrants or colonialists.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's more islands than just AloAlo, so yeah, it's possible that they just are islands.
Yeah, there's. Right. Well, because during what this also look at what this says. Right. This doesn't say. According to the story, the earliest known settlers. According to the stories told by Kalika by the island's former caretakers, the earliest known settlers arrived during the waning years of the 4th Astral Era. However, with the onset of the 5th Calamity, otherwise known as the Age of Endless Frost, their settlers vanished behind the Great Shrine, which is. This only talks about AloAlo. This does not say that the Lalafells arrived in the South Sea Isles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to Niniri's point, this very easily could just be that these were the peoples that ended up on AloAlo. There are plenty of other. We know that the South Seas, literally, if I pull it back up again, if you look at the map that they denoted of what area counts as the South Sea Isles, there are more isles beyond AloAlo. So, it's ironically enough means both indigenous and sprouted from the earth. Well, there you go.
Yeah, maybe they are potatoes. Who knows?
Definitely potatoes. But so I think that might be the easiest solve to this, which is that all of this is talking about the existence of these peoples in AloAlo, not in the South Sea Isles as a whole.
Right.
Okay. Okay. This is middle route entry 3. Where the branches were thickest, I wondered if I might spy a bird like Kalika perched upon them. I kept looking up, but I spied no sparrows flitting through the canopy. When Kalika heard the story from Matsuya, he proudly exclaimed that he was unlike any other sparrow in the world. Although his less talkative brethren are a common sight in Thavner, they were revered by the inhabitants of AloAlo. Seeking to deepen my bond with the loquacious bird, I asked Kalika if there was any rituals performed or prayers offered in his kin's honor. While Kalika was uncharacteristically reluctant to teach me, he acquiesced after some prodding. I've recorded his instructions here, so not to forget. Where AloAlo's deities lie in wait, one must stand before the figure of the sparrow and chant and blah 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 blah. After learning this, I blew a kiss to Kalika. In response, he sighed deeply, turning his back to me. My heart sank, and it was then I realized how much I had come to care about him. I want only for Kalika to be comfortable and safe. Perhaps I should put more effort into the meals I prepare, or would blowing him more kisses win his favor? Or perhaps the following musings contain no pertinent information for those who would brave AloAlo.
Total boyfriend shit.
Straight up. Okay. Would anyone like to join us? Are we going back in? This is my favorite entry. Of course it's your favorite entry. My favorite entries are the entries that tell us something. Indigenous and modern definition. The other one is literal translation. But in theory, auto means self and Chthon means soil, so it could just mean that they wet themselves. Oh, crepe. Oh, crepe. Can I get... Okay, this is... What I'm about to ask is purely... I don't know called vanity, but out of curiosity. How many people right now are listening, but not talking in chat, and just listening to us as background noise? I'm curious.
I'm interested.
Listen, lore is good, but also funny, ha-has.
Yeah, I should know. I'm not complaining about the Hertofel boyfriend shit existing. I'm just...
But it is that shit.
Yeah.
I'm listening to myself, not me. I'm just always curious when people come in and out. Also, we're gonna go middle path. Can someone do me a favor and look up...
Oh, middle path again?
Yeah, we're gonna go middle, because we have to get the final one in middle. We have to get path 8. Can I get research for what path 8 requires us to? 5, 6, 7, 8, yes. Okay. You're welcome, Kiko. I'm not listening at all. Ray, you never listen to me. Not once. Once in a while, I'll take a break from a stressful project. Depending on work, I can type in chat. Yeah. Build... Oh, yeah, you told me, Craig. Build tree, kill Mikote. What do I have to do to build the tree? Build tree, kill Mikote. So that's stand on the sigil, right?
Yeah, we have to grow the tree. Yeah.
Yes, okay. And then kill... Right, because we didn't do... We saved the Mikote when we did it.
Yeah.
See, I feel like if I want engagement, all I have to do is pretend like I don't know what I'm doing. How do we do the thing?
This is Elia's secret and devious ploy.
I don't know how to do anything, Uwu. You're welcome. No one fucking clip that.
Everyone clip that immediately. And send it to Elia's family.
My family... If you want to, like, embarrass me or, like, make my family think something weird, that's not gonna work.
Oh, fair enough.
My family are some fucking characters. Save the Mikote is sadly past 7. It's murder time.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, it's more like reckless negligence, right? Like, we're not killing them.
Well, yeah.
They're getting themselves killed.
Do you want to do the non-poison route this time?
Yeah, let's try it. Because I have no idea what it does. Or I've at least forgotten. Not necessarily murder time, just gotta punch her once. Well, I mean, can't we let the enemies kill her? Do we have to punch her?
We might have to kill her.
Oh, damn.
Well, they survive anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, to be honest, it's actually non-lethal beating up.
Yeah. Which is, you know, justified when it's a Mikote that's in the way.
Remember who you are, Simba.
It's never wrong to beat up a Mikote.
Oh, better than beating on a Mikote. Ayo! Okay.
Her book's pretty cute. Is that the tinted?
I love that. That's what you're staring at.
Yeah.
Is that the like Don Meg book or something?
I was literally just thinking that looks like the fairy stuff.
Don't forget to do all the YouTube things. You know the ones.
Threatening YouTube things.
Oh yes, we shall threaten. You do not like the right button. Oh, Elio, why did you start doing YouTube? I just mainly wanted an excuse to do weird voices.
This is the whole Gobby persona, of course.
Woo! Gobby Burns! Like little assaulting cat
Okay.
girls renting.
What do these do?
He's gonna attack them in that order, or at least dash to them. Oh, knock back.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay.
Okay. Duly noted. I like it.
Thankfully, it doesn't do very much damage, at least, I guess. Watch him kill me now that I said that.
Mm-hmm. Tested fate.
I did.
Okay, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I've only ever seen this with the poison before.
Naneri, this is the second time you've ever done this.
Well, yeah, fair point. Yeah, you got me on that. Ah, okay. Oh, Christ.
Okay, they're gonna rotate. Christ on a pancake, follow me.
Christ alive.
I don't know if I'm right, but we're gonna try it.
No, you are right. Awkward, though. Oh, uh-oh. I believe in you. You're playing a paladin for a reason, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to get going, I can get this going. Can't kill me if I'm actually trying.
Just put Divine Benison and Acrobat on myself. I can survive anything. Oh, no.
Okay. Same thing as before, but now we gotta figure out how to actually do it.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna rotate in a full circle.
Yeah, I think we just don't get ourselves in the corner, maybe.
Yeah. The thing is, they're gonna rotate.
Yeah, we kind of have to, right? Maybe we could do it.
Oh,
around
I've
this
got it.
way.
We run through. We can run through.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah. Okay.
I made it more complicated for myself earlier than I had to. Okay. Stand near the 1, get knocked into the 2, and then get knocked into the 3.
Okay. Right, I see.
I only need to see a mechanic once to understand it.
You're too elite. You're an elite gamer.
Get out of his front.
Ah, I'll live it.
Mystico, good to see, glad to have you. That was not, it's a poison mechanic. Yeah, the knockback was a variation of the triangle attack. Yeah, and for the rotating thing, you have to start at the side when, it's the price of not polluting the water. This is a mechanic. It took me so long to figure out you could run through it just because I always ended up on the wrong side of the arena. This is my specialty, making things more complicated than I have to. Well, we've been doing P11 with my static, and just like some of the only like 2 of our members really can like do oh, what is it called? I just call it okay, just 1 second. So here's what we got to do. We got to pull all of them to the circle, but then we have to kill the Trent first on the circle.
Okay.
Okay, get him. I'm torn. On the one hand, I kind of hope they don't make ever like a secret end that like a ending that's really hard to discover. But on the other hand, everyone solves like there's guides for the variant dungeon by like the next day after it comes out.
Yeah, they do get yeah.
Okay, now we gotta kill the Mikote. Lightstream. Lightstream's the name of the mechanic I'm thinking of from P11.
Right.
Give me a second. I just want to make a note. AloAlo bat. AloAlo.
Ahul.
Ahul.
Ooh. Let me just do it. It's like a huge bat. It looks kind of awesome, actually.
You can see the Ariman Anger mine you.
Okay, and Ahul is an Indonesian giant bat monster.
Did weirdly know that. I don't know why I knew that. Shall we get him?
Yep.
Decoy! Good to have you.
Oh, he's
No matter how hidden or complicated the prereqs are for something in this game, someone will find it within 30 minutes of it. I mean, you can make it pretty archaic. But also, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's like a giant blind bat. This looks kind of like a WoW model, actually. Like,
it does. I absolutely see it. Second boss from 65. Give me a second. I want to see if I can figure this out. Okay.
okay.
Siren Song's the first. Then you don't get another dungeon for a while, because you don't get a dungeon in any Gearbanya. Yeah, because you don't get till you get Siren Song C. Then it's Ruby is 63. You go from Ruby into Yanxia, and there's not a dungeon in Yanxia. To Bardam's Metal. It must be Bardam's Metal at 65, because then Doma Castle 67, Alamigo 60. Okay, so yeah, so I'm using second boss of Bardam's Metal. Well, it can't be the second boss. Oh. Okay, just one second.
No worries.
Okay, how do we kill the Mikote? She's here, I know she is. Do we... 75 and up. Oh, okay, the Katana Ravel. That, yes. Okay, that's why, because I've done the Katana Ravel like twice.
Okay, so the Vanaras are, like, can do 8 people.
Which is interesting. It makes sense, because they have...
They're like baboons, yeah.
Very AP faces. And then Susena, very sus.
Can't find anything for Susena.
Okay. Let's go kill the Mikote.
Okay.
Kick your ass!
Oh, wow. She didn't take much.
Nope. Taste lightning.
What? This lightning is asexual?
I was mainly thinking of as in from Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, but that also works. Taste lightning, fuckers.
Oh, I think you said ace lightning.
Ace lightning. Oh, okay. No, yep. Okay, but Ace Lightning would be a great stage name.
Yeah, that's true. Whee!
Oh. And here you're going downside. Anybody else see these things and think of Tarzan, like the Disney film, or like, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1 level?
Oh my god, the stupid Kingdom Hearts 1 level. Yeah, I do. I know what you mean. My favorite part of that level was the fact that they made the big cat like a threat.
Yes, yeah. Like an actual thing that can stalk you, and if you go into certain zones, it'll actually pop up and can attack.
Yeah, I like that they made the use of that. Like they didn't always, in that first game at least, they didn't always make the best use out of. I like the game, I know, but they didn't always make the best use out of the existing Disney threats.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1 is a much rougher game than Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a much more fully realized game and much more polished and game that flows. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 feels like a late-stage PlayStation 1 game in some serious ways.
Yeah, I see.
Which is understandable because of when it came out. You may want to... Oh, actually, you're good. But it had some ideas.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It absolutely did.
I feel like for my money, it's the most dreamlike of them, which goes a long way for me.
No, I understand.
Like reaching the end of the world and Hollow Bastion, it feels like a lot of the game feels like a child's dream / nightmare. Stand on me. Here, I'll throw an arrow on me. Make sure the hole's facing the boss.
Oh yeah, my hole is facing the boss.
Neniri loves it when his hole faces the Lala. Those references in Kingdom 1 do make it quite charming even this long after its release. Yeah. But look. As much as I love the Tarzan level, we can all agree swinging from vine to vine in that game feels janky as hell.
Yeah, it's... I really like Kingdom Hearts 1. I think narratively as well, they do a lot of really pretty interesting stuff in it. But yeah, I maybe also have my issues with some of the gameplay, but nothing big, I suppose. There's nothing I think, oh, I hate this.
I mean, part of the problem is that Kingdom Hearts 1 was the first game that was not under the weight of its own bullshit, like of its own lore. So like, and it shows.
It's before Nomura had like Nomura-ized it. It's before Nomura said it's Nomura time, and Nomura.
Your circle is going to rotate. To your clockwise. Make sure it rotates correctly.
Yeah, I got it.
Booyah. I really need to play those Kingdom Hearts games someday.
Yeah, you should. I'm assuming that was somebody in chat and not you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like honestly, I might do it on stream someday.
Yeah,
like, maybe I'd find some find some catharsis talking about some of the parts I struggle with.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Why other people liked them. I definitely feel like I could get something out of being allowed to go on a full tirade about my issues with Kingdom Hearts 3 while also listening to why other people might have enjoyed it. And that's also from a narrative standpoint. Mechanically, well, I've got problems with it mechanically too, but it's fun. I will say that it's
I think it does pretty well mechanically. It's not perfect, but
mechanically it's really fun and flows awesomely if you're playing like standard or you're just playing for a good time. But like on critical, its flaws really start to show.
Yeah, it's true.
In contrast to 2, at least.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Kingdom Hearts 1 and a bit of Chains of Memory. I'm also a lunatic because I love Chain of Memory, and most people hate that game's mechanics. Yes, the jank is real. Yeah, for the vines.
I really like the Alice world in mod.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the example to me. Like, the level design for each world, it just feels inspired.
Yeah.
Like it's operating with the limitations, obviously, of the time and everything. But they were trying cool and weird things that were sometimes like overly enigmatic or inscrutable.
Yeah. That's true.
Rotating counterclockwise.
Yep.
Oh, that's bullshit. I turned at the last second.
You done got you.
Can't hurt me if all my mitigation is turned on.
Goodbye, Lala.
Hello, Fel.
Oh, yeah. What fish are we getting today, Nuts? Yeah.
Hey, I got the Lala card.
Oh yeah, I got that on the first time we did the middle route, I have to say.
I have terrible luck typically with.
Oh really? That's rough.
Yeah. Despite the fact that I love Triple Triad, I have terrible luck pulling my cards. Encountered on AloAlo Island, Alala's wooden construction sets it apart from the stone frames of other golems. Derived from the esoteric mathematics that form the basis of Arcanima, the geometries carved into its surface enable complex and adaptive defensive men.
Huh. Okay.
I do love the fact that I love that Matsuya is just like, no matter where I go, I shall fish. Are they holy religious symbols? It matters not. I fish. I mean, I guess we kill gods, so.
Well,
is there going to be a Final Fantasy V? Is there going to be a Final Fantasy V stream today? There should be. It'll be later tonight, but because we're doing lore talks and recordings during the early part of the day, like now, and then we're going to do Final Fantasy V's later in the evening after Neri slept.
Yeah. I'll have to see how my chest is doing, but there should be.
Okay. Let's read that book. Fish of the mind. To think that the great tree was home to fish as well. I usually cast my rod to the sea, but it's exciting to ply my trade in new environments. Kalika informed us that the fish Matsuya returned with is the Wolokalio. Its hard scales were dried, polished, and repurposed as components and calculating devices. The meat was also favored for its succulent flavor and supposed ability to enhance intelligence. As an alchemist, I was eager to put this claim to proof. Could the meat actually sharpen one's mind, or is it merely superstition born from the Wolokalio's association with Arcanima? I investigated the fish's properties as soon as I heard Kalika's story, but I regrettably found nothing extraordinary concerning its nutritional benefits. That said, the scales do appear to have a high value as alchemical agents, if they're properly stripped from the body and dried. I then thought perhaps grilling the fish and eating it whole might produce the desired enhancing effect, but I found the scales to be much too hard to chew and displeasing to the tongue besides. To use the fish to its full alchemical potential, I believe the best method would be to grind the scales into powder, then knead them into the shape that I can be easily swallowed. Whether or not the resulting product would be measurably improve one's intelligence remains to be seen, though. Oh my god, is this motherfucker making fish oil pills?
Literally.
Oh my god. Okay, so we got two more rounds to go. First, we're gonna do Route 11, and then we're gonna do the final route.
Right. Okay.
Today, Davner fish oil pills. Yeah, farmed too many triple triads in the last few days. I got almost 300 now. Nice, Crip. I'm having to refarm all of them on Elio now, and I'm like, fuck. He's back.
Ah, welcome, Abby. This game does not support Altitis well, so no, intentionally, which is fine. But
Sorry, it doesn't support what?
Ultitis.
Ultitis?
The disease of playing ults.
Oh! I was far too credulous. I was just taking you straight at your word on that. Can I get information on how to get path 11? Oh, Rule 11. Deny Statis until she leaves and then open one of the suspicious chests. Okay. The true mirror match experience, Elio should have been a row. Yeah, because then we would have had one of each race. Well, to be fair, when I first made Lendriel, he was a Rogadin, so...
Oh.
The only time I've ever used a Fantasia. After I beat A Realm Reborn. People once lived here. A people build near the best fishing spots. Oh my god, giant Hamsa.
Oh.
I want chicken tikka masala. Every time I see a Hamsa, I just think of chicken tikka masala.
I had chicken tikka masala today.
No, you bastard. Killed Kenny. This is your face. Well, I believe there's an interview with Koji where they said the canonical explanation for Fantasia is it's not that your character actually is that, it's just how your character perceives themselves, and that's how it changes you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually should be treated as any form of canon. Yep.
Pineapple octopus.
Monstrosity. Just wait till it opens its mouth.
Oh, okay. It's another drag queen.
Okay. You know what? It does have some drag queen energy, not gonna lie. Fantasia was Dynamis juice all along.
Uh-huh. Yeah?
I'll buy it. Why do they make you think of tikka masala? Because, I don't know, because they make me think of India because of Thavnair, and they're used in a bunch of curries in Thavnair for Thavnarian cooking. Like, there's side quests that have to do with, like, their meat being used in curries and stuff, and how delicious it is, and how it's like chicken.
Mr. Mobile.
That's the boss of the Ilmeg dungeon.
Is it?
It's gonna be a Safartha? Is that what this is gonna be? Yeah, not Safartha. That's Asfatha. That's what it is. Ilmeg dungeon.
Maybe like
You got
retexture?
the frog guy. Yeah, it's not a boss in the Ilmeg dungeon, I don't think, because you've got the boss guy. You got the frog guy as the first one. The second one, you've got the tree, like, dude, the dog tree dude.
Yeah.
And then the final guy's sexy frog man. I don't think it's an Ilmeg boss.
I think I've seen the mod. I think it is like a retextured model, yeah, but...
Oh, when he transforms. Yes, okay, now I see what you're saying.
But he is retextured, right? He doesn't have pineapples on him. He's not like a pineapple in it, like, is he?
Yeah, okay, we can ignore this because it doesn't matter. It's just a mechanic.
Okay. Hello, Wasperm.
Hey, he's matching your colors.
He is. I must kill him. The Ancient Forum.
There can only be one green.
What is this, Amdapor?
Oh, that's a good... Ooh. I gotta write down the name. Route 3... AloAlo. Oh, that's interesting that it's AloAlo. AloAlo. Tickets. Ancient Forum. Interesting. Kick his ass.
Okey-dokey. Let's
But
see
it's
if-
just... I mean, yes, it is just a modified version of Kukulane from Void Ark.
Yeah.
Carmen Miranda. The monster does look like a pineapple, but that is also what a palm tree looks like when you cut off the dead leaves. Oh.
I guess that's true.
Even though statue changes the mechanics in this one. Yeah, thanks, Crip. Since YouTube, we're contractually obligated to say like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Ray Ray. Ray Ray, what do you do while we're doing these streams? You just working on archive videos or
Dark magics.
dark magics? Yeah. Casting foul sorceries.
Uh-huh.
Get out of his front.
Already up his butt.
I mean, look, his tail does kind of look like a butt plug.
It does look a little bit, yeah. You could probably like anal bead that little dark maybe.
Yeah, right? Just enlarge the segments. Look away. You gotta look away from the towers.
Right. I see the towers with the circles on them. Okay.
It's just like Troya.
Right.
Get out of his front. Like P8S. Yeah, that too. Usually I put alts through the Endwalker to the tribal dailies. Oh, speaking of, if you're doing that, do you want to happen to grab me the first like intro quest cutscenes to Yuka? If you've got anyone who can do that, just set it to hop on like a meteor for Stormblood or something. Yes, good to go to have you.
Hello.
The tales make some sense given how Maul died in the original Hawaii myth. Oh, Maui died in the original Hawaii myth. I don't know how did Hawaii die in the original, or Maui die in the original Hawaii myth. I feel bad for angering the totems. They just fell on the ground and you didn't pick them up. Oh, now I feel bad.
Oh, whoopsie. I turned too quick.
No. Chrissy, good to see you. Glad to have you. How you doing? Okay, we gotta ignore this fairy.
Oh, it's Gun Fairy.
It is Gun Fairy, yes. If we talk to her at all, she teleports us away into an underground area.
Okie dokie.
You there! If it's treasure you seek, I can help! She reminds me of the fairy from Drakengard.
Oh yeah, she almost gives me like Bravely Default vibes.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know all the island secrets is secrets. Not interested in your secrets. You can trust me, I swear. I don't know if I can.
Stop gaslighting me, Stitties.
You just have a wicked air about you.
Yeah.
There, I thought you'd be fun. Fine, may the sun bleach your bone. Yeah, no, you have to talk to her. Right, yeah. According to the legend, when you died, you were eaten by Lady Death. So he decided that he's going the opposite way through death. We'll make him immortal. He turned into a gecko and tries to do said act.
Oh my god.
I love like old mythology. It's always fucking wild.
So, Stetis is the scientific name for sea lavender, the flower.
Oh, that's where it comes from. Death is asleep. Death wakes up, clenches her cheeks, and crushes it.
Well, that'll do it.
Man, I love classic mythology sometimes. It's just so fucking human. It's just like body functions and all the jazz.
It's giving
Okay,
like
let's open a chest.
Cuchulainn and Ferdiad,
feels...
where he puts a spear up his butt.
You and Ferdiad doing spears up the butt. Whenever I think of Ferdiad in this game, the only thing that like immediately what happens, no matter what I'm doing in this game, just you talking about you saying the words spear up butt, like in your voice appears in my mind. And so every time I'm running Dunscape, I just start giggling, like when I'm halfway through. Also, feel free to open any of the chests.
The worst part is that the Gaebolg canonically is a weird word to use for it, but the Gaebolg grows and like spawns multiple other spearheads once it hits somebody, so I guess he just got torn apart from the butt.
Someone's into that, I'm sure.
His Gaebolg got him. We have a Gaebolg emote, don't we, in the Discord?
Yes, we do. Sadly, we can't use it right now because we don't have 1,000 subs on this channel, but
No.
we do. I gotta make some weird, like, I gotta make some meme content for this channel or something just to get enough subs for that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how we get to the secret ending.
Okay.
But we'll come back for that.
So it's what, a bird? These are the bosses. It's a bird, a whale,
Yep.
and a turtle. Okay, not the bosses, but close.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes, associated roots. So the Kalika is in there, the whale that they worship, and then the turtle. Which we don't find a turtle, but we do find something interesting.
Okay.
Why mythology is something. They have a goddess with a detachable flying, how do I say this without being too explicit? Akko?
Oh. Yes, I am good to do.
As you are literally in T-chat, yeah. I mean, as long as it's related to real-world mythology and it's not just for the sake of it, you know, that's...
Damn. I've said it...
Def not sus.
I've said it before and I'll say it
definitely
again. Gobies get everywhere.
Yep, Goobos are fucking everywhere. Also, but it's interesting. Look at like the infrastructure here. Like it's wooden, but it's like very nice.
Yeah, it's I mean, it looks almost like rattan, almost.
Yeah.
It is nice. No, Titan, get out of the AoE. Oh, I just realized you have effects off, so that probably didn't even make any sense to you.
Oh yeah, no, I can't see anything y'all do.
Being in a party
I don't
with
know
a
how
summoner is distracting, I have to admit.
I don't know how anyone plays this game with like the numbers and ally effects on and all that stuff.
It just doesn't bother me really. Like, if I'm doing like a big raid, no, V, it's not your fault. If I'm doing like a big raid, then I'll turn it off. Because when there's like that many people in it, like 30 people, whatever, then it's too much.
I have full ally effects on because I like pretty lights. I mean, understandable that.
There's an
But, like,
Ishgardian
I don't know.
cannons.
Yes. There's these Guardian cannons, there's the gold saucer stuff in there, and how it got here is interesting.
Okay.
And is explained.
Hi, Statis.
I just use the minimal or whatever setting, yeah. Actually, I don't even know what maybe I do have things turned on.
I like this sticker of her head that's on that gift over there. Is that her head?
Oh my god, yeah, it is her head. She's got a sticker of her own head on her.
I like that.
Gifts and items.
I wonder who she commissioned to make that.
Yeah, I have questions. Let's kick her ass. If you step in the center, she blows you up.
Oh, okay.
When you first walk in, because it's a trap.
Oh, nice.
I have minimal because summon area is visible. Okay.
Damn.
Yep.
Her like power system is Hannah space.
Yeah, pretty much. Just you wait. For instance, when she starts reloading her gun. Okay, 2 is safe. 4 is safe. 2 and 4 are safe. She reloads her gun, and some of the bullets land on her head instead of actually reloading.
She
That's how you know
slaps
what's
it.
safe. Yep.
That's cute. I like that.
Yep.
Four.
4 is safe.
6.
6 is safe.
This is like the Crayon Shin-chan of dungeon bosses.
Pretty much. Just wait till you get to the part where we hit the darts wheel.
Oh yeah, I did see a big dartboard on the what's hitting on the arena.
Yep, it comes into play.
Checking the bucks.
Oh, I haven't seen this one before. Oh, this must be because we did the mimic.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I'm gonna
It's the
run
southern
on
one.
B.
Yeah, because all the other ones are mimics.
Ah, cool.
Because they were moving and messing around.
Okay, darts.
If you manage to land on the green, she like gives everyone a buff.
Okay.
Oh, yes! Don't hit it. Don't hit it anymore. Oh, we're so good.
It's so big. Pinwheel.
Did I?
It's just something.
Aiming halls. It is the same as before.
I think pinwheels have been ruined for me by Sekiro. I just associate.
I
them with
was gonna say,
depression.
especially if there's ever red or white.
Yeah.
One is safe.
Oh, the balloon has a sticker
Oh,
as
she's
well.
gonna knock me. 5 and 6 are safe. You want to be knocked into 5 and 6.
Have you ever met people who are like scared of balloons?
I have not.
It's a
Is that
thing. Yeah, I know like multiple people who are genuinely scared because they don't like the popping noise, and I think it like entrenched something in them. But
I mean, okay, you know what? All in all, that it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh,
to be
City
used
Sky.
as an instilled feat. Damn, you getting all the triple triad cards off the bat.
I have really good luck with yeah, with those.
And a P. Ancient Trail.
It's like
This.
rattan and bamboo are such a major part of the architecture here.
I know, right? Oh, damn, all these names also have macro names. Okay.
What's strange about the fish?
I don't know.
Huh?
That does look...
It's like a monkfish. Oh, it's like a stonefish.
Speaking of stonefish... Okay, let's go read those books and then go back for the last one.
Okay.
Dismount achievement! Woo! Scared of balloon like scared of Jack in the Box. Okay, I guess that's fair. Yeah, no one likes surprises.
Yeah.
Revolver of the Wanderer implies Oshan has a gun. Revolver of the Wanderer. Oh. Huh.
Yeah, it makes... She's a fairy, so yeah,
Well-
that makes sense. It's more like a... Yeah. A gun in service of Oshan, but yeah.
Look at... back name. All of... I mean, that's probably more to do with the fact that the Nimians worshipped Oshan, and she's a result of Nimians who returned.
Alright, we did the secret one now.
Yes, we can do the secret one, but we first got to read all the entries.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So, right route entry 1, so entry 9. The fairy almost spoiled the whole experience. I hope we've seen the last of her. The fairy that tormented Matsuya was forgotten familiar by the name of Statis. Kalika was no stranger to her antics, and he recounted stories of Statis wielding bizarre tools in her many attempts to capture him. She seems to have no purpose but to engage in mischief, and her traps litter AloAlo. Given the scholars from the city-state of Nim settled upon AloAlo after the Sixth Calamity, the presence of a fairy is hardly surprising. They were favored as familiars by Nim's mages, but such minions disappear upon the death of their masters, and the supply of aether sustaining them is cut off. The fact that Statis has endured for so long suggests that she draws upon a potent source of aether, perhaps the selfsame jewel which is responsible for the remarkable vitality of AloAlo. As an aside, the techniques used to control these fairies would later be refined by modern arcanists, who command carbuncles. Tracing the evolution of the art further back, we can see a connection to the wooden familiars left behind by the forgotten original settlers of AloAlo. The tapestry of history is vast and intricate. These expeditions have done much to add new threads to the cloth. As a society used to control, techniques used to control these fairies would later be refined by modern arcanists, who commanded carbuncle.
Is it really a refinement?
Yeah, I was about to say that's a weird way to, because it's more like that an evolution of arcanium was used for fairies, really.
Yeah.
It was more that a inferior technique was used.
Yeah, it's been adjusted into maybe like an easier to use one, but like a less effective one.
Yeah. Okay, the remnants of face. Entry 10. We arrived at the place that looked long abandoned but retained an unmistakable air of divinity. Whatever gods watched over AloAlo, this was surely their home. Matsuya's description called to mind Thavnir's Perusa, and Kalika confirmed that it was indeed a sacred site for the people of AloAlo. It contained a ritual chamber where figures of the gods awaited to dispense their blessings, among them that of a sea turtle. As a fisher, Matsuya is bonded to the sea, and Kalika suggested that he perform the proper rites before the turtle opened his next voyage. Okay, that's the...
Yeah.
Figures of the divinity could also be found throughout the ruins of old settlements, and I wonder whether their arrangement held special meaning. Regardless, it is plain that the religion was the great importance to the people of AloAlo, much like it is the Hanish.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Entry 11. I've never seen such a fish. It mostly resembles you, Pasasuna. Quite adorable, if I dare say so. Oh, he's saying the fish kind of looks like an Aura.
That seems unfair.
I respect Matsuya and his opinions, but I must strenuously beg to differ. To simply look at the fish he brought back from AloAlo sends a chill down my spine. Birds like Kalika could be described as adorable, but a fish with the face of a man? Well, we shall have to agree to disagree, and consider this minor hitch in an otherwise harmonious friendship. When I asked Kalika about the odd specimen, he said it was called Lalalusu by the AloAlo inhabitants. They had a legend of an unlucky Lalafell who was cast into the ocean during a storm, whereupon they found themselves transformed into a fish. Parents told the story to their children to discourage them from wandering near the shores during rough weather. While it was likely no more than a cautionary tale, cannot help but hesitate to render the AloAlo into alchemical materials.
This guy's just melting down fish. This is like his contribution to the entire. It's talking to a bird and melting fish.
Literally. Okay. Route 12, I'm assuming is the secret route, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and do that. Can I get a list of all the shit I need to do? Because I know it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Elio, if you're wondering, the small map alcove you are missing is obtainable by messing up the secret. Oh, interesting. That's why I don't have that. Okay. If you mess it up, you could try again, or you just kicked out? Did Matsuya just compare male El Ra to an ugly fish? Correct. That's racist. But if you're doing fish in Hawaii, I hope they have the humumu kaupau. Just because I want to see the characters deal with that long name. If you get kicked out and do another run.
That's
okay,
the
we'll
one that the Pokemon's based on, isn't it?
There's a Pokemon based off of it?
Yeah, of the reef triggerfish, the humu, etc. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It's the pink
Here
one,
we go.
you know, the ugly pink fish with the teeth.
From what, Gen 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Find the fairy thrice, ignore chests, or not ignore. Then the whole dance begins. Good try. I tried! I did my damnedest, okay? It's a hard name. We do the same as the last path, but don't take the chest, and we have to do each statue thing. Correct. Yeah, okay. I just gotta remember what all the statues are.
Oh, hi, Carbuncle.
Carby's here to help. I have to wonder if the fish Lala myth is tied to the Allegan experiments. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Decoy.
Yeah.
Where you find fish with, was it Lala skin? Yes, I looked into that, though. There's another fish or another item that actually further tells the story. It's not that, it's that a Lalafelian scientist dropped, like, that one of the scientists dropped some of their own flesh, blood, something into the pool, and that was adapted. Like, it was... Yeah. The thing took that and used it. That's where it came from, rather than like Lalafell. It's
mutated Lalafell nut. He nutted into the pool. It's unfortunate, but it's what happened.
How do you guys know that Naniri's getting tired?
Yeah, no, those things used to drive me crazy because people really used to be like, Lalafell are elegant creations. I was like, no, they're not.
Yeah, the amount of times that like one object has come to people's awareness and during an expansion, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, you know, like Mikote's from Mericidia.
Oh yeah.
It was worse in the early days just because there was less defined lore, right? Like, you know, the more the world expanded, I feel like the less I've seen of that, just because there's enough information to like, cross-verify ideas.
There's back in the early days, especially, there wasn't as good a repository either of information. Like, this game still doesn't have a really great lore dictionary, like WoW Wiki, for example, or something like that.
Well, funny you mentioned that. I say me and V. V is working on a project that will help with that, hopefully, in the near future.
Good. I mean, I guess EE, but that's, you know, that's a paywall thing, so.
Yeah, and I guess there's also a difference. Like, just because Encyclopedia Eorzean has a bunch of great information, but one, if it's in book form rather than digital form, it's still hard to like be able to just easily search things, right? So I think there's like Garland tools, I would argue, is the closest.
And even that's not great, yeah.
You still need to know what you're looking for.
Yeah. I guess Soulspawn is the same. Like, there are Soulspawn lore wikis, but they don't really do a great job of it, and they're really badly formatted.
I mean, like, as much as people hate it, Extra Life was probably one of the better ones for a lot of. Again, I say from a relative standpoint.
I mean, Extra Life is good for like giving you the descriptions and stuff, and then you can piece things together from there. But and like
I guess if
dialogue.
you want any more than that, if you want more than that, then YouTube.
Yeah, you have to watch video. The 14's the same, really. Are we doing the statues?
Yep. I mix XIV DB. What's XIV DB? Dies in Elder Scroll lore. I'm trying. Yeah, you're doing great, V. No, V's working on a program using some stuff that may make it really easy to get access to all fate, item, everything.
Oh, that's good. Then I would have to use
but we'll
Gamerscape less, because Gamerscape is a very old code website to use.
Yeah, that Gamerscape loads like ass.
It does, and it's getting less actively updated. It feels like the people are slacking a little bit on it.
Yeah, I agree. I keep getting some false starts. Yeah, I know you've had like a lot of complications around it because partly because this game is a nightmare in how it's sorted, but then also partly because the people who have already done preliminary work are quite a patchwork and or more to a greater or lesser extent supporting it. Comments filled. People who talk about lalas make for good fish bait. Raven, good to see you. Glad to have you. Oh, cool. Infinite, you're doing all the different. The comments filled in any missing info that data mining. Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about then exactly. Because if we're talking about data mining, that's a whole different ballpark. I try to disengage with anything with data mining. I'm kind of glad there's like actually a pretty. I mean, obviously you can find it if you go searching, but that there's like a pretty. The general community does not.
I don't mind data mining, but at the same time, it's like data mine if you want, but I understand why people wouldn't be into it.
I want there to be surprises.
Yeah.
That's my
I mean, do the data
guess,
mining, but don't force the knowledge on other people like some people do sometimes.
Well, and I guess my problem is that when data mining becomes very like normalized in a community, you can't not force it on other people. Like it just becomes the norm to talk about it and have it everywhere. I mean, like look at WoW.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. 14 isn't nearly as bad as WoW. Like,
oh my God, 14's like not. Look, it exists if you go looking for it in 14, but it barely exists beyond that. Partly just because they try to avoid having very much in the files, anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
like usually what you're.
It's a difficult thing. I think the fact that it's so difficult to pass the information sometimes also helps with that. Like, it's just hard to find the things in the files.
Yeah, I can say that firsthand, for sure.
Oof.
So to get rid of the orb, you have to bring it into the light lines.
Yeah, right. Okay, gotcha.
I mean, like usually what you're gonna find in 14 is you're gonna see like new glam outfits that are coming out on the cash shop or
the mount.
Event. Like yeah, or you'll see the event emote like a couple months before it comes out.
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing that'll happen.
Yeah, I think minions and mounts are the ones that I usually see like get data mined as well.
But just like imagine if like some stuff from Dawn Trail was in a patch and got leaked early.
Yeah, that would suck. I mean, like all the cinematics in WoW, literally all of them get leaked, so that really sucks.
Right. Well, and that's what sucks. Like people, a bunch of WoW YouTubers like will talk about unfinished cinematics. Not that the old end cinematic ended up being very good, but like there's the thing that the story hasn't even come out yet. You don't even get to experience it before the conversation around it begins.
Then again, I guess the PTE doesn't help with that either for WoW.
The what?
The public.
The player test.
Yeah.
BTR. Public test realm. Yeah. I'm also not a fan of that as an idea. Like just.
I get it. It helps. It does help with balance, but 14 doesn't seem to struggle too hard with that anyway. We've never had like an encourage, I don't think.
Well, and 14 doesn't struggle with it because it doesn't have as many things it has to balance. Like WoW goes for a wide variety of, as opposed to, because it has so many different, like, trinkets alone, right? Like 14 doesn't have to balance those. So like
Yeah, that's
WoW
true.
has that benefit, but it comes with that cost. I assume when you talk about not liking data mining, you mean finding secret new things, because technically what I'm doing is data mining. Yeah, I don't mean literally. Sorry, I mean the colloquial, to me at least, understands colloquial definition of data mining, which is new content that has not come out yet in the files and revealing it to other people.
Yeah.
I mean, even data mining that's for finding cut content, I'm super a pro for. Like not a pro for. I'm definitely a proponent of that.
What do we have to do here?
So we just have to ignore her again, and then we go, and then we walk past the chest. Technically, I don't think it matters if we walk past the chests, but we're gonna walk past the chest.
Right.
Oh, awesome! Thanks, V. V's putting the instructions for each of the statues in.
Okay, good sir.
Then you go lower. I want to watch my unfinished finished cinematics. Thank you very much. There I look half-baked in the game itself. I don't look for spoilers, just looking for where to find things when they release quest dialogue as well later. I guess to me that's a spoiler though. Here's my question then, Chrissy. Look, I'm not judging you. I'm just genuinely curious. Like, why not just look that up when it comes out? You know? Like when if you're like, oh, once you know a new mount's coming out, once they announce it, also they usually announce it, when they announce when the Statis mount and the Quaqua mount came out, they say what content it's in, you know. So I guess I'm confused why data mining is necessary for that.
No, sometimes, quite often, the data mine minions and mounts before we know where it comes from.
No, I understand that we data mine it before we know. My question is why go searching for that?
Yeah, fair enough.
When you're gonna know, when it's announced, you know. But hey, I don't go looking pre-patch, just on release. Oh, okay. Well, is that even data mining then?
Yeah, I mean technically, but
yeah, okay. I mean, I guess I'm thinking very much the colloquial, my experience and colloquial understanding of it, which is very specifically seeking out content before it comes out in the files to know about it far in advance. Okay, let's read them. Turtle says, say, oh way, bear of land and sea, hear me. Do 2 counterclockwise laps around the statues. After doing the laps, use the /bow emote. Oh, that's the wrong direction. /bow. Maybe I need to do. That was only 1 lap, I think. Thank you. Sweet.
Nice. It's the Sparrow.
Whale says. Oh, let's do Sparrow. Okay. Oh, Dancer of the Skies, hear me. Low kiss. Do 1 clockwise lap around the statue and then /dance. Sweet. Then Will says, oh, messenger from beyond the horizon. For me. Then I think think I capitalized something, so I need to just fix that.
Nice.
And for him, do 2 clockwise left. 1 counterclockwise. 1. Then slash chance.
I wonder if the initial people were Vanu Vanu. It just feels right to me that it would be.
That would be funny. You know, it is interesting how much some of the tribes don't seem to get outside of this. Hey, they're starting zones, like in Nanta, the Namazu, the.
Oof, me.
Shall we then?
I fell down.
Look at that Lalafell go.
Nazi, don't crush me, please. Whoa, this is pretty.
Yeah. The stuff was built by settlers, not the ferry that was left behind, right?
The structures.
Yeah, the structures. So this structure we're in right now apparently was built by the first peoples, because this is the temple that they were talking about. Give me 1 second to write down these. Secret room. Shrouded bridge. The speaker's realm. Kairi Mai. Oh. Okay. Tell me.
Yeah.
Oh God. The Moisia and then Morble. What was is the first time we see that kind of this model of a Morble is in Eureka, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Eureka, and then we see it again a few more times as well. Oh, what spirit is here?
We see them in even a version of them in Garlemald.
Yes, that's right. I think Muspel's got like the basic trainee book, like the brass book, whatever it's called.
The basic bitch book.
Yeah.
What do you know most about in this game? Well, I know the glamours for all the different books.
It's only because I used to, I did like the armory breakdowns.
Right.
There's a lot of lore.
It's funny when like, it's really funny when you're doing stuff for this game for a long time, what you remember and what you forget.
Yeah.
Like what gets. God, that smarts seems as I'm over my head.
Okay, I don't remember the end of this.
Sparrow turtle. Oh, okay. Anyone know? Wait. What's the sparrow, whale, turtle?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's what you guys were saying. Let V get it. V's got it. Whale. God, this whale reminds me of the fucking work from Riven so much. Misigo, are you in chat? You know Riven. I need someone to vindicate me. I like how they're called roses. Yeah, Garlean rose. Yeah, roses. The more giant warbles.
Speaker's realm.
All I ask is,
make sure you get the name of the last the boss chamber here, because it's an interesting.
I did, yeah.
All right.
Look at it.
Oh, it's a giant Lalafell.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Speaking of,
it looks a bit like Ozma, the gem does. I think I'm just looking at a circle made by Lalafell mages and I'm thinking, oh look, Ozma.
I do love they play Heroes Forge Ahead. Carry my locali. Yes, locali.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah.
So,
yeah.
If this was built by the first, then by the first group, they would have to be Lalafells as well, right?
Presumably.
Okay, alright. So, yeah, they're probably in the islands nearby. Karamai Cool, okay. Yeah. Bit of a mouthful. Hi, I'm just like you.
But small.
Yeah.
Let's get him. Boss's name. So what does...
Karamai.
Huh.
Good question.
Maybe chamber of? Resting place of? Something like that? I like how they could have... Valentine's Day is rough out there. In Garlemald, yeah. I mean, presumably they don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but... So he's gonna cast the, once they get the light cast on them, they're gonna grow.
Right, okay.
Because the gem provides a lot of extra life.
Uh-huh. Interesting, interesting. It's really pretty in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My question is, where did the gem come from in the first place?
Look at these.
Oh, hey, this is the minion.
They're so cute. What the hell?
Oh, that's gonna grow.
Ah, right,
one you're
right,
next
right.
to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, petals unfurl. Oh boy.
Can't find anything about Kermai. It seems to be an Indian word, if anything. What?
Flowers! Ah, the flower beam!
Where's
Oh, I
the
forgot they
boss?
exploded that order.
Do you think love can bloom on a battlefield, Elia?
Soaked in the blood of others. Oh, sky be mine.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy! We thought that big Lalafell was a problem. What about big Lalafell?
This is every Lalafell's secret dream. It's Akmorn!
Lalafell. This is Lalafell and Akmorn.
Summoning, right? What are you summoning? Oh.
Geckos!
Wait, they're chameleons.
Sorry, chameleons!
I like the chameleons. Ah!
Oh god.
I wish I could make giant chameleons.
You just want to be this Lalafellian statue god, don't you?
I would like to gain some of their powers.
Well, you heard it. Nynaria wants to be wood.
No petals unfurl? No, this is that one.
There's not really a good place to set for this. Oh, because they'll explode long and short first. Okay, that makes sense.
Right, right. Oh, Isle Blue.
There's something about the way it keeps its eyes closed that reminds me of something from like a song.
Yeah? Yeah, I see that. I could see this, well, I don't know what game they've made that I could see this in, but...
I could see this in like a more, if you like made it a little bit more like macabre or like less saturated in its colors, I could put this in Demon Souls.
Yeah, I think Demon Souls is really the only one that this sort of aesthetic could work in, but yeah.
Yeah. Like if it was like a cut boss from the Isle of Storm.
Yeah.
Hey. Back where it was, like it never tried to murder us. Let's hope it stays that way.
It's almost like Moai-esque, but made out of wood. And it's like in the vibe that it gives off. But thank you so much, V.
That's good, V. Thanks for helping out.
Wow, this is pretty.
Also, look, I know this is definitely prime G posing spot for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Also, you want to know what emote you get for doing this now?
Oh, go on then.
Here, let me. I got a social. That's what it is.
Perfect.
That's actually, I think your Naniri has doing that on the front on the thumbnail for this video.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the energy and the life and the like, that the gem was able to create. It's something.
It is interesting. I would love to learn more about that gem. Show me the fish. Oh.
Oh, golden. See, now Matsuya is doing the little humble dance.
Oh,
he
nice.
does the emote.
That's a cool fish.
Okay, shall we?
Yeah.
I just missed the personal spells. Oh, whoops. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal on Lend, because I'm going to have to do it all again on Elio anyways. Have to go grab some lunch, came back. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks. Have a good one, Kiko. Wood is gender, though. You should be geckos. Big Lalafels don't exist. They can't hurt you. Meanwhile, Stomp Morn. You've heard of Akmorn, but have you heard of Stomp Morn? Does Aerith's pose flowers bloom? They joked about Lalafels being plants for so long that we now have a wooden Lalafelian girl. By the way,
what's
where
that
are we in
emote called?
Humble Triumph.
Humble Triumph. Where is it? Do I have it yet?
You might unlock it for completing the quest or something. Did you?
Oh, maybe I need to do the other ones, the missing ones that we just read. So I'll do those at some point.
Maybe something like that.
Okay.
The fish is also a housing item you can get. Oh. Did you get the card? I did not this time. However, I got it the first time. Right? I think I ran through. Where were you in FF5? We've completed the pyramid. We got the second tablet. We're at 2 out of 4 of the tablets that we need. Nemo is from the vendor in Charlian. The mount is from achievement. Okay, thank you. Also, Mizugo, the whale statue. Looks like it's from Riven, right? I'm not crazy.
Oh, it's a coelacanth.
Oh, that just makes me think of Relincanth from Sapphire and Ruby. Okay, see, it does look like the Wark. Okay, finally, I'm not crazy. Okay, not finally vindication. Okay, let me read the last passage real quick. I caught a fish with striking gold scales. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in Thavnair. This may be the most precious treasure of AloAlo Island. Long ago, a fever raged among AloAlo's infants. In a desperate bid to save their young, the islanders made soup with fish from the waters of the Great Shrine. The infants' fevers broke, and all who partook of the soup grew into hale and hearty adults who were never again touched by sickness. Thenceforth, it became custom to feed all newborns soup made from the golden coelacanth. Whatever inherent nutritional benefits that the meat possesses seem to be enhanced by the fish's proximity to the statue of the speaker and the jewel it protects. Needless to say, the golden coelacanth holds high value as an alchemical specimen. Although Mattia and I have known each other since childhood, the separate paths we took in life have afforded us scant opportunity to work together. Since the day he found Kalika washed upon the beach, however, we have never been closer, and the adorable bird has been a welcome addition to our fellowship. What is more, I've been able to advance my studies of alchemy thanks to the rare fish Mattia has brought back. I began this conservation record in the hopes that Mattia and any who would follow in his footsteps might benefit from it. It has become a journal of sorts for the most joyous time in my life. I am forever grateful to Mattia and Kalika both for setting these events in motion, and to Elio for keeping my dear friends safe from harm. But tell me more about the speaker. What's up with the speaker and the gem?
Is there a card? Yeah, there's a card for the speaker, right?
Yes, there is.
Would you mind reading it?
Yes. Gold saucer, cardlet. Loki. The statue it is interesting that it shares the naming convention. I guess it's not quite the same naming convention, but it's a similar naming convention to Lalafell. The statue and shrine which houses it were built by the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles. It is presumed that the figure represents a teller of prophecy, but there are no records to illuminate the faith of its builders. New arrivals to AloAlo came to revere the figure, calling it "she who speaks and is spoken to," or "speaker," as Kalika so succinctly translates.
Okay.
Satis
Interesting.
And Satis' triple triad card. This mischievous fairy was left behind by her masters, but even after their deaths, her aether did not dissipate. After countless years of solitude, Satis' once congenial personality warped into something much more wicked. Perhaps due to a sense of kinship with other lost things, she makes ingenious use of items collected from shipwrecks and other detritus that washes ashore. That's where she got all her items.
Right, I see. Okay.
Feed the fish to Naniri so they can grow.
Oh man.
Solocan.
I do want to know
Ray.
more about that jewel. Like,
you right?
Was that naturally on the island and they found it? Or?
Yeah. Did they create it? Was it?
Clearly
I
pretty
so
powerful.
Maybe if we go to the other islands at some point, we'll be able to learn more about it.
Oh yeah,
but,
maybe.
Or
maybe in like E3.
Yeah, well, E3 is coming out real soon. That reminds me, I'm probably going to be spending the next week doing nothing but streaming, studying. I'm going to be studying all the EE books, partly in preparation for EE1 and Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 3 coming out, but also because I'm going to be I was invited to, with the other 14 lore creators, to do it's not Jeopardy, but a game show style stream where we answer trivia questions about 14
that sounds
and its lore. So I'm thinking that I'll definitely be studying for that.
Okay.
That could be fun.
That could be fun. Yeah, that does sound fun.
The jewel was the hardest to speak all along. Coelacanth. Oh, I'm just so used to thinking of like Relincanth from Pokemon, but Coelacanth. Thank you. Never forget the rave ship that sunk in the South Seas.
Where did she get the stickers from, though, is still the question.
Yeah, right. She just happened to get like a laser printer, happens to wash up on shore too.
She just happened to get like there was an Etsy artist on one of the ships, and she kidnapped them.
Sure, great. I mean, if you want to tell us how to get it, I would say just save it for the FF5 stream. But speaking of, though, Naniri probably needs to go get some rest, and then we will be doing we should be doing an FF5 stream later tonight. If not, I will announce it, just because Naniri is still having chest issues. But yeah, don't forget to watch our most recent video that we put out earlier yesterday. And look forward to all that good content. If you want to support us, you can support us over on patreon.com. If you want to join our Discord, you can join us in doing the fun things that we do together at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. But yeah. Too late for me to attend. I'm sorry, Grape. We still have no photography, but sure to have sure we have laser printing. Look, Alag did some shit, and sometimes like we all take for as presumed that like technology advances in a specifically linear way, but you can have circumstances where people devise like you know, there are South American cultures that never created writing but created, you know, vast empires, trading networks, and pyramids. You know?
Yeah. Have you ever looked into the Kipu, Elio?
Yeah. The Kipu system, the knots.
Yeah.
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 So like,
fascinating.
you know, yeah. Sometimes things don't evolve as the way we would think that we are because we are predominantly exposed to our own perspective on how technology would advance.
Also, we know Alec had
you know,
lasers because like they shoot their things shoot us with them.
Right. I mean, look, if penicillin hadn't been discovered the way it was, maybe we had spent the next 200, 300 years without something like penicillin, and things would have evolved in a different way.
Yeah. We've all gotten really good at acupuncture and stuff or something.
We know how individual pixies come about on the first, but do we know how they come about as a race? It was so interesting how similar they are to this created fairy from the source. Yeah, so this fairy is very much the same. This is like Selene. Statisse is like Selene. Basically, the difference is that she's drawing aether from the gem to sustain her, because even though her masters have died.
Yeah.
The way that fairies, you know, the way that pixies work on the source is the soul of a dead child coalesces with aether in order to create that being. We may find out more about them in Encyclopedia Eorzean Volume 3. Their job quest or their tribe quest is probably one of the better places to look for information on that. But the fundamental, they're both, in a sense, they're both elementals. The primary difference being that a pixie has a soul, and isn't a byproduct of.
A pixie's kind of just like a
aether...
ghost from our what's it, but with a soul, like the little, you know, the little balloon ghosts.
I mean, it's basically like a natural forming fairy with a soul.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's basically.
Well, all right, I am gonna hop off and go sleep, but thank you so much, everybody.
Have a good sleep. Night Naniri. Everyone say night to Naniri.
Good night, everybody.
I will stick around for. Bye. If anyone has any final questions, final thoughts, or little things that they want to talk about, now is your chance. Now is your time. I will be here for another minute or two. Have a great day. So happy I got to catch the stream at work today. Yeah, totally means to go. That's one of the nice things about us going a little bit early for this, because usually what me and Nanir are going to be doing, we're going to be recording during these times, these early times in the evening, and then we're going to continue to finish up 5, and then we'll figure it out from there. I'd love to do more streaming. I constantly am having to oscillate between real world stuff, working on videos, and wanting to stream. So, you know, I've been proclaiming I've been wanting to stream forever, or for forever, since literally started the channel. Gunny. I literally read that as Gun Naniri Infinite. Nikki! Leffy! Good to see, glad to have you. Question. Why isn't fight or flight on a hotkey? It is. It is just on my mouse. It's on my mouse, so watch. See. Hey, there's Minomi. In case anybody wonders, Gunny is Gunny. Yeah. Maybe the fairy has a soul. That's why she didn't dissipate. Well, so the reason that she didn't dissipate is because the gem. Or well, I should reprise that. The stated reason for the fairy that demented is a stranger to antics. Capture him, she seems no purpose, which is given the scholars from the cities the presence of the fairy is hardly surprised. They were favored as familiars by the nymphs and mages, but such minions disappear upon the death of their master when the supply of aether sustaining them is cut off. The fact that Statisse endured for so long suggests that she draws upon a potent source of aether, perhaps the self-same jewel which is responsible for the remarkable vitality of AloAlo, which is the jewel in Loquiqui. I know this. How do you? I don't even know how to say it, the name. Loku. I'm gonna go with Loku Loci. With Loku Loci. Statisse, not Mount Road. Yeah, but we don't really know who that process began with pixies. But I mean, how the races started, right? Since they're exclusive. Yeah. So, correct. The thing is that it's worth pointing out that for instance, things like auspices form in the Othard, but don't tend to form as much in Eorzea. Like, different regions are different, and even though it's a reflection of each other, the culture and the, like, aetherology and, like, aetherological disposition of the lands and areas in the first are different than the source. So, if the question is, like, yeah, if we don't know why specifically they form in the first but not in the source, or even if, like, everything is such that they could form in the source. But yeah. So it's on this mouse side button. Doesn't that usually show if it's bound that way? So my gap closer is on all jobs on mouse 4. I don't know. It just doesn't count that. It just doesn't count my big button as a button, I guess. Because like if I press my side mouse buttons, those count. It doesn't really know what to do with. It treats Holy Sheltron as star # on the num key, and then provoke is negative on the num key. Interject is just mouse button 4. Yeah. 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 So it says mouse 4 and mouse 5 for some of my mouse buttons, but it just doesn't. This big one, it doesn't treat as anyone as a whatever reason, doesn't call it any sort of button. Shout you DM about mimes. Thank you, Crib. Also Mount Lore, Satis. The mount. Yes, let's pull up that mount real quick since we just got the achievement. See what if there's anything to learn. The whistle emits a playful tone that brings spectral Satis fluttering to your side. Spectral Satis. The mischief-loving fairy was originally companion to a scholar, but her aether refused to disperse in the wake of his master's death. After enduring a dull existence for long years, she found in you someone who could provide her with excitement, and thus did she weave an avatar of herself to join you on adventures. Interesting. That kind of implies that the aether she's been accruing, and like either that the person who summoned her was exceptionally powerful, like because we summoned Selene, you know, and she's nowhere, like, Celine's not capable of doing something like creating, like, an extra avatar in that way. So, that's fascinating. Those are the new mounts from the deluxe edition. The Nezzo Chariot. Actually, you know what? Let me look at the Nezzo Chariot real quick. That's the chariot that would carry the gods' heroes across the heavens. Risingly, the realm's flora and fauna are unscathed by the fire, and the wind belched forth by the divine. Okay. Sildra! Speaking of Final Fantasy V, legend says there was once lived a kindly sea dragon who befriended a pirate, and that their friendship knew no bounds. This is not that sea dragon, however. With a little time and caring, who's to say that a similar relationship cannot be forged? I mean so much more now that I've replayed Final Fantasy V. Okay. Could imply she is aether that became a soul. No, I wouldn't say that. Because that's not really how souls work. I mean, I guess we could, something like alpha would be the closest we could argue to that, I guess. So take that as granted. It's not so much the aether that became a soul, but she could potentially gain a soul if one could be constructed over time in the same way that it seems like kind of auspices gain sentience and whatever alpha did. But even alpha, it's not clear that he gained a soul. It's more just that there's the implication that he gained one by the fact that we can hear his voice. You know? Flame would dissipate from a light breeze or a particularly hungry scholar. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Thanks all for hanging out for this last little bit. Obviously, we're going to be doing more and more stuff. Don't forget we got all sorts of events going in the Discord. If you want to come join them, we're doing Eureka every Tuesday now. We got Wednesday maps and all that good jazz. Saturday, we got an event coming up. But yeah, see you guys soon. I'm tired. I need to go lay down for a little bit. Maybe have a little nappy for me. Night, guys. Morning, guys. Afternoon. Afternoon, guys. Cheers.